Hello, and welcome back to the ChabDog Sports Talk Show, Sunday mornings, 10 a.m. and onwards till noon here from our studios in Hermosa Beach, California, brought to you by the offices of Chhabner Law, and brought to you by this man right here, Brandon Chabner, the ChabDog himself.
Yes, hi. This is ChabDog Sports Talk, the back from the brink of playoff extinction show. We're going to be talking about what's going on in the NBA and NHL playoffs, with two teams coming back from 0-3 to create a lot of welcome tension in these playoffs. And we have our usual assortment of commercials. Pay attention to that. A lot of artificial intelligence going on. And Abe's racing update. This is the weekend for the Indy 500.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I think there's NASCAR as well going on. So, a lot to talk about, even though there's no football, but that's coming up in a few months. And this is also brought to you by ChabDog Sports Blog for your sports headlines and biting sports commentary. Checked out at chabdog.com, where you can find all the shows. And we got two co-hosts here, Abe Miranda, Santa Clarita. We were just partying with you last night, Abe.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, everybody. I'm actually about to get my Baca coffee on. This is actually from Singapore. I had some relatives bring it in, but it's actually really cute. You just kind of open up the pouch, and then you put it into your cup like this, and you tear off the top, pour some water in there, and you've got yourself some pretty amazing coffee. So it comes with its own cute little system. So. I thought I'd share that. I had never really had coffee gadgets, like that before.
Yeah. Gadget
You're
coffee.
A gadget guy.
Yeah, I'm a gadget guy. I've never had this coffee before, and I love it. It tastes so amazing, and this. But yes, we were partying last night, and I think I'm gonna have to throw another party because I got so much booze left over. I'm gonna call it the leftover booze party. So keep your inbox open for the I gotta get rid of my booze party here in a couple months. Okay.
That sounds like a blast.
That's so funny.
Yep.
Yeah, Dorothy, how come you need a Celtics bathing suit instead of the Pistons, I think.
We'll have to find one. This is actually ordered it from a Detroit Piston dancer, like one of the cheerleaders. She was selling this on eBay or whatever. Yeah. I was like oh my gosh, like it kind of got me really excited.
It could be in Celtic colors, and then you could have a big C on it.
It looks very exciting.
Celtics are known as the C's, you know?
C's?
Yeah.
Yep.
You still trying to sell that?
So yep. This isn't like available on the regular market. This is straight from one of the Detroit Piston dancer girls.
Hold on. Do you hear what
she
said?
Say?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
say that one more time, Dorothy, because I don't think it got through here to this gentleman here. Say he was too enamored.
No, I was about to make another comment, but so go ahead.
Where did that come from again?
Straight from a Detroit Piston dancer.
Yes.
Oh.
So that's not available in Target. It's not available in stores.
Like I was Googling Detroit Piston sports bras because I need some. Mm-hmm. And this one popped up on eBay. It's like a one and only, and it was like former Detroit Piston dancer girl outfit.
Slightly used.
She lives in Dallas or Texas now.
Wow.
And she was selling it. I'm like, so coll.
Holy cow.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Like a one of a kind.
That's awesome.
She's selling,
awesome.
She doesn't live in Detroit. She's in Dallas now. She doesn't need the Detroit
I'm sure
anymore.
Abe could create something with his store, you know.
Yeah. Abe, could you create replicas of this on Etsy?
I need a good lawyer, though, when I sell the replicas, just so you know.
Okay, yeah. I guess there's some copyright.
It's kind of cool because it's got like purplish in it, and it's cool.
Yeah, I see it going purple towards the center line there, and that gets redder as you go towards the edge, and it gets very red on the other side, and where it says Detroit. Can you turn a bit on your?
Why does it have purple?
Right side there. So we can see Detroit.
Oh, there's
Pistons.
the purple. Yeah.
Yeah, and then turn it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So you got the blues over there, and then on the other side it's the purple.
Yeah.
Almost like an indigo.
Yeah, it was like I'm like my titties are in another
Is it comfortable?
Detroit Pistons dancer's titties bra.
Is that a sports bra? Is that what she said?
Is it a sports bra or is it a swim top?
It's technically a sports bra, but I'm making it into a swimsuit now.
Okay.
Oh.
Because you're not supposed to keep sports bras for over a year to support the girls. You know, you got to get new ones.
Why?
So I just couldn't bear to throw this away. So I'm like, I'll make it into a swimsuit.
And why? Yeah, ChabDog asks why.
They can't bear the weight of that for very long.
But for a year, you're supposed to get new sports bras so that you make sure they lose their elasticity, the sports bras.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So you want to keep the girls, supported.
The girls.
I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, you want that nice grip, you want to have, I don't know, you want the support, damn it.
Abe's searching for the language here.
It's true. It is absolutely true.
You want the support.
So after a year, out with the old, in with the new, but I couldn't bear to throw this away. I love it too much. So I'm like, I'll make it a swimsuit.
Okay, good.
It looks nice though. You can't get rid of that because it's too nice.
One of a kind.
That is one of a kind. So it's definitely a keeper for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. They didn't have piston dancers back in my day. They got them later. They didn't have Lions cheerleaders, piston cheerleaders. That all is last 10 years, I think.
It's just awesome you were able to get one.
I know.
That is cool. That is
physical.
Cool. Just played basketball.
I mean, that played in a court somewhere, right? That was on the Detroit Pistons court. Somebody was dancing that. I mean, that's pretty cool. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, somebody was doing that right in the court. I mean, that's freaking awesome, I mean, that's some nice memorabilia right there for sure.
She was obviously well endowed to have worn it as. Yeah, is that like a perfect fit, Dorothy? Is that is it sized perfectly as well?
I don't know. I'm a chameleon. I can almost fit into anything. Okay. I have a strange body.
Because it looks comfortable, which makes me think it's well sized, which makes me think that the former owner was probably well sized for her as well. And being a dancer.
Well, usually they don't like their girls to be too large.
Brings to mind
dancers, they don't want to distract on the dancing.
That comment from that movie with Hall Pass, remember when that woman that was wearing, she had a big chest and she was wearing a shirt that looked pretty tight, and the guy said, "Oh, where do you get your clothes? At the Baby Gap?"
Okay, yeah, I do remember that now.
No, that looks good on you. It's just.
Thank you.
It doesn't look like you have a ton of room. I mean, I don't know.
No, but it's for sports. It's not meant to have a ton of room there.
It's supposed
to hold things in place. Exactly. So when you're exercising,
it's supposed to be like an athletic supporter.
Precisely for ladies. Well, for the girls,
right?
Yeah, for the girls. Yeah, we got one for.
And
the guy.
Usually I wear two when I work out.
Oh, like one on top of the other.
That was another suggestion by the surgeon.
You go in tandem, so you go one on top of the other? Okay, huh. And because is not, you can't find one with enough support, a single one won't give enough support, or how is that?
It's just good to go double.
But doesn't double feel uncomfortable? It's on odd.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel
probably not.
If I had double underwear, that would be uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, when I got my extension put on, I had to wear special underwear. Didn't you, Abe?
Is this time to play some Barb Wire? Maybe?
They don't make underwear my size, unfortunately. But,
Okay.
Is it time to?
Where's my? That's the joke.
Oh God. How about?
That's the joke.
Yeah. Okay. I'm looking for the Barb Wire.
Does Barb Wire wear athletic supporter too? Bras.
So we dug this up. What year is this from, ChabDog?
This is the mid-90s.
Mid-90s?
Yeah.
94, 95. Well, let's roll this.
This is a real attractive, forceful woman.
Well, we need to, once you see this, ChabDog and I, the producers, have an idea. We want to recast the main lead role, and we have somebody in mind, but you can guess who it is.
Don't call me babe.
I love her hair.
Tagline is awesome.
Could you get your hair to look like that?
Yes, actually, JP is like, you kind of need to go in and get your hair colored again. I'm like, yes, I know.
Can you ride a motorcycle?
He likes that look we just saw on her. He loves Pamela Anderson.
Mm-hmm. Dorothy D, can you ride a motorcycle?
I've ridden on the back. I haven't driven one myself.
Could you learn? Are you willing to learn?
Yeah, I'll learn it. Almost anything. I'm not really into like parachuting, but yeah, I would learn.
Oh, we don't need to parachute. You just need to
yeah.
ride a motorcycle and fire some automatic weapons. And yeah, we're going to recast you in the 21st century.
More important question: does she like wearing black leather?
Black leather.
You like having a whip and stuff like that?
Whips.
Well, I have been Catwoman for Halloween before, so yes.
The dominatrix look.
Well, Pamela Anderson wasn't rocking it that
guess
hard.
I was Catwoman.
Yeah,
so
Catwoman's
for
good.
Halloween, a couple times.
There you go.
Yeah, I think that would work for you. Like the Harley, you did the Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn was even better. She really pulled that off. But she did Catwoman. Sure, we haven't seen Catwoman. It could be a great one.
Nope, I'll see if I can find that. But yeah, I should also find when I was a motorcycle model pics.
For Harley or Kawasaki?
I could see you doing gear.
I was an octane booster model.
Oh, there we go. Where's the button?
Horsepower City.
You were an octane booster.
That's the joke.
Keep those pistons pumping.
Yeah, I bet you were. Yeah, keep the pistons pumping, exactly. Yeah. With octane booster from Dorothy.
That's cool, Abe.
Dorothy, you never saw your team come back from 0-3 like I just saw my team do that. That takes a lot of determination.
Nope.
That's climbing a big hill.
I'm so excited for you. It was the first time JP and I were talking about it on the drive home. And I was asking him, who he thought was going to win the next game. He's like, well, I've never cheered for the Celtics. I'm like, me neither. He's like, I'm just this for ChabDog. That's it. That's how much I love you, okay?
I can't believe that they're people that can't believe they're rooting for the Celtics. But it's actually happening.
Yeah, I've never, ever cheered for them. Ever. So, of course, the Piston fans don't like the Celtics back from the 80s. But, I like Tatum. And I like you. So, we cheer for the Celtics.
Tatum is a good guy. He is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's not a real arrogant guy. He's just talented and he knows it, and he's trying to do right by his fans.
Yeah, I don't think he's arrogant either. I don't sense that from him.
Yeah, he's a little nice. He's got a little softer persona than like Jimmy Butler. Seems like he's very rigid and just he wants to be Mr. Cool. He doesn't want to show emotion. Yeah.
Butler has a attitude for sure. It's just his look. You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like even if he was like a nice guy, he has a look that's kind of got something. I don't know if it's his eyes or what.
Even in his commercials, he's kind of, he's very.
He almost looks like
very cool.
Jamie Foxx, in a way.
Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, he does look like Jamie Foxx. Mm-hmm.
A little bit.
A tall, thinner version of Jamie Foxx.
I think he's attractive, personally.
Yeah, he's got a lot of charisma.
Uh-huh.
So last night we watched the Game 6, from Abe's place. And Abe, it was a fantastic party. So let me bring you up on the main screen. I want to thank you again, and your wife Daisy, for the wonderful hosts that you were, and Daisy especially because she did this in your honor, so she did all the heavy lifting. Oh my goodness! So we had parting gifts. We had not only one or two, like 3-4 parting gifts. We had parting food. You had like to-go boxes ready. There was a fully stocked bar. When I say fully stocked, I mean like there was tequila and Malibu.
Oh, the rum was delicious.
The rum was
and with those diet drinks. Oh my God.
Canadian Club and or the other stuff. The
little Crown Royale, a whole bunch of great stuff.
Crown Royal,
and then
you know
what?
Galore.
I will
the
say
chocolate flowing fountain.
Yes, the chocolate fountain.
Yes.
That
the
was
beautiful
good.
warm weather in Santa Clarita where it's sunny. There's no gray May there, and it was a beautiful day. And we were in the pool with your mother and then your father's. How do you? What's her name? What's her phrase? She's not your mother, but she's your father's lady.
It's called a girlfriend.
Somebody was calling her a MILF.
She's a
no, that was your mother.
The girlfriend of the father, is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
What do you call her?
Super nice.
She's very nice.
The one Eric was in the pool with.
Well, and his mother. So she's your father's wife, father's girlfriend, your mama number two. What do you call her, Abe?
I just, you know what? I just call her Ma.
Ma, there we go. Okay. So I thought there might have been something more there. So
Technically,
you've got
stepmom.
You've
right?
got two mothers then.
Yeah.
It's getting there. It's getting there. Hopefully there'll be a wedding soon. So we'll see.
Wow, okay.
But I will tell you, yesterday was not only was it a fantastic party, and thank you guys for coming out and hanging with us, and but what really caps the night is that Celtics win. I mean, Derek White coming in with that buzzer beater. I mean, that was incredible. That was probably the highlight of the entire NBA playoffs.
What a closing
that
play.
Game, right?
If he doesn't do that, if he doesn't rush the basket, the game's over.
I mean, but you know what? Marcus Smart, he took on a nice 3-pointer. I mean, that thing was almost in. I thought it was in. And then when it lobbed out, I was like, oh my God, my heart dropped to the floor. And then we have White coming in with the follow through and then knocks it in like
the hands
in
of God.
3 seconds.
Yep.
I mean, this was like an epic 3 seconds. What a roller coaster of emotions that was.
No
right?
kidding.
Holy shit.
Did that capture Brandon?
Yeah. Totally.
My eyes were just coming out of my head. It was like the NC State ending in the NCAAs in 1983 when they shot this air ball at the very end to try to win the game, and some guy on NC State was sitting under the basket, and he picks it out of the air and jams it in.
Wow.
It's like it came out of nowhere.
Uh-huh.
So
it's just amazing. And you know what? No matter what the Celtics do, you'll always have Game 6 here.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Yeah.
There'll always be a Game 6.
They lose Game 7, it's all going to be forgotten.
They're not going to lose Game 7 after this. It's not happening.
You wouldn't think so, but...
Well, you want to play a little...
Well, they'd be the first team, right? They'd be the first NBA team to do it.
To do it.
So there's a lot riding on this Game 7, man. There is a lot riding on that.
That would be so cool.
So who are those? Yeah, before we get to that, we're going to have that discussion.
There was a 1951 NBA Finals where I think it was the Rochester team. There was a team from Rochester, and they forced a 7th game, but they didn't win.
Jack Benny team.
And then Denver in 1994 in the playoffs, just in like one of the early rounds, came back against Utah and made it a 7-game series, but they lost. Mm-hmm. And Portland did it against the Mavericks in 2003, but they lost also. The thing about the other 3 teams that lost was they had to play Game 7 on the road, and the Celtics get to play Game 7 at home. So that's a big advantage for them.
Mm-hmm.
And
then even in sports in general, it's happened a few times in hockey.
And then it's happened in baseball with the Red Sox doing a similar thing.
2004.
Came back had a 7th game, I think, in Boston. So
yes, same thing against the Yankees in 2004.
2004. Yeah, and that's when they won it. And then hockey, it's happened like 4 times.
They broke the curse. Remember, it was all for all our lives. It was always the curse of the Bambino, and no one talks about it anymore. The curse, do they?
Curse is over.
Curse is over. Did you ever think in your lifetime you'd see the curse end? There were fathers telling their sons, and the sons remembering, my father was waiting to see this day happen when the curse ended.
I thought it would end because the Cubs broke their curse, and that was an even longer curse, and they broke that in 2016. Oh, actually, I'm wrong because the Red Sox broke their curse in 2004. So I don't know.
Earlier, so it was the Sox went first.
Yeah.
Still.
No, I mean, I gave up like everybody else. I pretty much gave up when they were down 3-0.
Yeah.
But now that they came back,
sure
I didn't give up on the Celtics. I just had a feeling they could do it if they did one game at a time because they were the higher ranked team.
Dude, that's such a cliche.
But
that's what they did.
You have to.
Well, then, okay.
In life, you have to be patient. You have to accomplish your tasks sometimes in discrete steps, and you can't be thinking about the enormity of getting it all done at
Game 4,
once.
they won by like 17 points, so it was like they just came back and kicked
because the game,
ass.
once they started playing better, the dam broke.
Yeah, it sure did.
And then, I knew the hardest game would be Game 6.
Mm-hmm.
So this Game 7's there's a lot of pressure now in Miami. It must be really, really tough to do.
Well, I really like this Marcus Smart.
Was anything said in the huddle about going quick, or did you just know that you had to give yourself?
I
just wanted to give
out.
Like that shirt.
It kind of looks odd on the court, but it's got full context, right? Beautiful man. Look at
our team and myself
He's
enough
so
time to be able to give us a chance
Oklahoma
to
State,
hopefully
by
get
the
a
way.
second.
Is he?
Yes, that's where he came from.
Well, I wonder if they taught him. He must have already known how to speak that.
Chance if we missed. Learned that from the Philly game. Philly series. We didn't get a shot off. And they did a good job of taking away JT. And Derek and me and everybody else did a good job of just reacting and going to make a play.
What's that say about Derek to know from inbounding to crashing on that?
Listen, I'll tell you one thing, man. You don't know who D. White is, you know who he is now. I mean, that dude has been phenomenal for us this whole year. Just playing the way that we knew he could play when we picked him up. It's been refreshing for us. It's been a joy to watch and a joy to be on the court with him.
What are you feeling?
Oh my goodness! I know. Like, and in the moment, like these guys, he must be like walking on clouds right now. And to say something so thoughtful and meaningful, it's just
Yeah, the shot clock.
Indeed.
It looks like time might have run out.
I was just stuck for a moment. I shot it rimmed out, looked good, felt good, and out of nowhere,
rimmed out. Oops, sorry.
D. White comes up with a rebound and throws it back in, and it looks like it was late. And then you look at the replay and you realize that we just snuck another one, and bringing it back to Boston for Game 7.
What is it that's
I thought it was late because it was just so close.
No, but I could see in the replay. Well, even before the replay, you could see
key
the light.
thing is the light.
The red light came on, but the ball was already in the air, and then the light came on.
Yeah,
so
the light comes on after the ball's in the air. It's
late.
Good.
Yeah, it's good. So the ball's already in the air, and the light came on, so it's fine.
Do you know how that's different in hockey, though? Do you know that hockey's different than that? Once the clock stops, if the puck is not in the net, it's just been shot by the player, it's late.
Oh.
It has to be across the line in hockey.
Did you know that, D? I did not.
Look it
I
up.
forgot. I'll take your word for it.
It's interesting why that is, I don't know why it should be different, but it is.
Yeah. Take the shot. If it doesn't get in the net by the time the buzzer goes, too bad. Game over.
Yeah.
Actually, that kind of makes sense.
So that wouldn't have worked in hockey.
No, basketball's the one.
So I'd like to comment on how, it's not over till the fat lady sings. That is so true. It bothers me when fans are leaving and, give up on their team, because it's not done until it's done. And I can give one great example of this that happened right here in Anaheim. I was guilty. It was Anaheim against Edmonton, I believe, the Ducks against Edmonton. And they were down 3-0. Anaheim was down 3-0 with like 2 minutes left in the third period. And I was in a grumpy mood that day. I just finished a bodybuilding contest. So I was like freezing. They had the ice was super cold. And so we were leaving. And then we heard, and we're like, we finally get to wave our darn towel that we got. And the other people were laughing too, like, what a game, like horrible. And then while we're walking outside, ready to cross the road, like they scored again, like in a minute left, Ducks. Then we get in the car and freaking tied it within 2 minutes left.
Wow.
And so then it went to overtime, 3 overtimes. I was home by the time, I got to watch the rest of the game, and they won. The Ducks won. So
Fascinating.
And I'm so mad we left.
Yes.
No,
He missed 3 overtimes. All that free hockey.
I don't know if you guys remember that. It was like 2017 that happened.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, it's not done till it's done. That's why they set it up for that many games. You know, it could be best of 3. It could be, it's possible.
All right. Well, I'm thinking about
wise words from Dorothy D. Yeah, don't leave the game, even though. But you were cold and miserable. You weren't going to enjoy it. So what's the point of sticking it out if you're not?
I don't know. That adrenaline, that excitement. If it was Detroit, I would have stayed for sure. But.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, JP's gonna regret his words when he gave me 2-1 odds. He gave me 2-1 odds on the Celtics Nuggets.
Well, they still have to win.
I think I might have to take that.
Well, if
one game at a time. Miami's probably shooting bricks. They're like, oh my gosh, can you imagine losing 3 in a row? Can you imagine being on that side?
Oh,
well, they just won 3 in a row.
Bad feeling. Yeah,
and then they lost 3 in a row. So that means they should win the next 3. Right? Maybe. And it's logical. As logical as them losing too.
It's gonna seem like the world is against them when they go into that Boston Garden and the place.
Oh, totally! Nuts. Your fans are going to be on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've never lost this. I don't think we've never lost a 7th game in Boston Garden.
Come on, I haven't got much left.
So,
just give me a few days
the fans
to heal,
are saying
okay?
Boston
we'll
want another championship. They want to hoist another banner, so they're ahead of the Lakers. It's like feed me.
No, it's feed me.
Oh,
it's
really?
Feed us. No, this is going to be their 4th elimination game in a row. It's like feed me elimination games. Boston fans saying, it's like, yeah, bring it on.
Whatever, yeah.
We'll play again. I mean, didn't they play some elimination games?
They had an elimination game against the Sixers.
They did as well.
Last series.
Yeah.
So they're getting used to this.
This is their 4th. This will be their 5th now.
Tui, you talked. You
Never
open
seen
your
this
trap.
Dorothy.
You
This is
sing and you
sick.
sing.
Club on, feed me now. The whole thing's sick, but it's funny.
I can't.
And it's musical.
Look, maybe I can squeeze a little more out of this one.
Great Canadian actor Rick Moranis from Hamilton, Ontario, doing Little Shop of Horrors, which became the favorite script to buy and to stage if you're a high school, if you're a local play company.
More. There isn't any more.
Who would have thunk?
What do you want me to do? Slit my wrists?
Is that a Venus flytrap?
Oh boy! Look,
so.
I got an idea.
Dorothy, do you know the story of this?
That plant
Go
that
down to
eats animals?
Spendrix and pick up some nice chopped sirloin.
Must be blood.
That's disgusting.
Must be fresh.
I don't want to hear this.
Feed me.
Does it have to be human?
Feed me.
Feed me.
Does it have to be mine?
Feed me.
Where am I supposed to get it?
Feed me, Seymour. Feed me all night long. That's right, boy. You can do it.
Like my seafood
Feed me,
diet.
Seymour.
Yeah, it's
Feed me
seafood and I
all
eat it.
night
That's the
long. Cause
yeah,
if
this is
you
a flower store, and
feed
it's just an
me,
oversized Venus
Seymour,
flytrap you got.
I can grow up big and strong.
He feeds half the town.
You eat blood, Audrey, too. Let's
Well, I need another. I just need
They got all
another
kinds of musical
Celtics
numbers
win
and
like
stuff
that.
like that.
Feed me, keep feeding me.
Well, you definitely need another one because it's not going to go any further if they don't win.
Yes.
It's over, dude.
I see it now.
Mm-hmm.
The way I initially predicted it, it's going to happen. Celtics are going to beat the Nuggets in 7 games.
Jeez, now you're claiming you previsioned it now. Like, no.
Oh, by the
country
way, I
football
want
player.
to bring up something now that we're counting your chickens for the hatch. If we're talking about Boston and Denver, Denver has home court.
No, Boston does. Boston has 58
No, it doesn't.
wins. Yes, I do. Look it up.
Milwaukee got the first.
Milwaukee
seed.
was number 1 seed in the East, and Boston was number 2.
Milwaukee was.
It doesn't matter that Boston was in 2 seed and Denver's a 1 in the West because Denver's record was not as good as Boston's. Do you want to look it up on the ChabDog?
Maybe the record, but I know
Sure.
Milwaukee was the 1 seed.
Yeah,
Boston
but
was not.
that just means Milwaukee would have had home court against anybody, including Boston.
Here, we're going to go to the website here, and we'll.
This is if
show
you ever want to
how
know
do
the
you go
standings.
ChabDog.com. CHABDO.
Is
Because
JP
Miami was the last seed,
Yeah,
and that's why.
but there's 2
Milwaukee was
conferences.
And well, let's see,
There's the
standings.
East and the West.
Standings.
Yeah, duh. I know there's two conferences.
So I'm just talking about what happens if
Chevy.
Boston plays Denver. And Denver,
I think Denver
Boston
has
had
the home.
57
57
wins.
and
How many
25.
wins did Denver have?
I don't think it matters. I think it's the
53.
number one seed, depending on if it's the East or the West.
But Denver was the number one seed in the Western
It doesn't
Conference.
matter that Denver's a higher seed in the West because they're in different conferences.
Well,
so.
she's saying it does. So,
All right. Well,
who's right?
you want to Google that and find out?
I bet you Dorothy D did. Did you Google it too?
Look who's in last place. Yay!
Yeah.
Detroit
But
17.
Is
We got
JP the one
fifth
arguing
pick.
here?
All
Is he the one giving you this information that Denver has the home
Huh?
court? Did JP say that Denver has the home court?
We both were discussing on the way home, but I knew this. I don't know why I was swayed by what you said yesterday at the Pardue. Milwaukee was number one seed.
He's taking this to
Boston was second. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Denver will be home.
No.
Has home court advantage.
It doesn't work that way. It's who has the best
Well,
record. It's
I
just like
could
in
be wrong.
baseball.
I've been wrong before.
It's
but
like
I'm
in
pretty
baseball.
Sure. Maybe.
But you look it up if you want to look it up. We can look it up on Abe. You're supposed to be the fact check guy.
Well, and JP said it said at Denver when they were saying the finals June 1st at Denver.
Okay, here I got.
Because they
okay.
thought Miami was playing.
This is what I have.
If Boston wins the
making
East,
sure
the
it's
Celtics would
right.
hold home court advantage over the Denver Nuggets.
There
we
thank
go.
you.
I don't know why. I don't know how, but there it is right there from NBA.com with the full story.
Well, you know why? Because they have more wins. It's a
I don't
better.
know.
They have
So
a better
Boston
record.
does
I would have
have
thought Dorothy was right if I was guessing. I thought you were right, Dorothy. But
You never think I'm right.
I know.
That bird's
I'm
a very
horrible
loud
partner.
word. So let's get this straight. This is education. So NBA does it by the winning percentage, not by your seed.
Yes.
Okay, got it. All right.
When
Hey,
it comes to
I've
the
been wrong
finals.
Yeah.
When it comes to the finals. Because that's
Playoffs?
one conference versus the other conference. When it and the seeds also in each that's it basically. So
Playoffs?
Well,
the
I mean, if you
conferences,
think
though,
about
it's
it
not
this way, guys, it's like imagine the number one seed from the Western Conference plays the number one seed of the Eastern Conference. Then both teams would have the home court advantage.
True.
you have to go by the winning percentage.
So, but they can't do that. You can't have both teams have the home court advantage. So then then it goes down to, I guess, the win-loss percentage or the win-losses.
Mm-hmm.
Do they do that in baseball and hockey?
Yeah, baseball and
As
hockey.
well?
That's also how it works.
Hey, Dick fucking Tracy.
I mean, that's a good point. Well,
There we go.
I was
So
wrong.
Denver thought that they'd get to play Miami, so that's why they assumed that Miami would be coming there. When it was 3-0, it just seemed like
maybe.
listen, has to happen.
I didn't see that. JP was telling me about that.
Yeah.
It's possible. I don't know.
Well, we kind of went around the
Sometimes
clock.
they count their chickens before they hatch. Casters.
Mm-hmm. Abe, do you want to talk about hockey at all? And we could look at the hockey standings to see who's winning in our pool.
See who's up on it this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a look. Let's look
Interesting.
at the hockey standings.
Well, the Kraken are still playing, aren't they, Abe?
No, Kraken are
No,
dead.
they're not.
died.
They got eliminated by the Stars.
That's right. The Stars are still playing.
They're all
But they're on the
busted
brink
up.
of elimination.
Yeah, but the Stars are coming back. They're back from now.
They're
It's
playing.
3-2.
They're playing against the Vegas Golden Knights right now.
Yeah.
I guarantee
let's
that they're going to win the next game. It's going to go in 7.
It looks like they're going. They're playing a game 6 on tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I believe so.
So here we are. There's
It's currently Vegas Golden Knights leads over the Dallas Stars 3-2. Game 6 is scheduled for tomorrow at 5 p.m. ChabDog Sports Time.
What do you think is going to happen, Abe? Are the Knights going to hold on and move on to the finals?
Well, it's tough because even the Kraken found themselves in a Game 7 situation against the Dallas Stars, and the Dallas Stars are pretty good, and Joe Pavelski, he's amazing. That guy can tip pucks really. I mean, this guy is deadly.
The Stars got somebody. One of their top players got suspended. Jamie Benn, I think. Is he coming back?
Let's see.
That's why a lot of people thought they were totally dead in the water because he was suspended.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that might be getting lifted soon.
Here are standings here.
Yeah, he did get suspended during Game 3. That's what happened, and he was suspended for 2 games.
Okay, so he's
only suspended for 2 games. So this is Game 3. So they played Game 4, they played Game 5, and now they're playing Game 6. So he should be back. I would think he'd be back.
Yeah. I like
Monday.
The Stars. I think that
Ben.
think that James
he got suspended
Dallas,
for 2 games, and that was in Game 3.
Their mojo.
So
back.
Game 4, Game 5, he was out, and now it's Game 6.
What I saw in that game, the last game that the Stars won, was that Dallas, that the Vegas goaltender had. It looked like he gave up a couple of really weak goals. One in particular that went through his legs. It was very embarrassing. So if their goaltender situation gets all screwed up, then I think Dallas is going to move on.
Yeah, it's tough. It's kind of tough, but it's going to, Vegas has an opportunity on Monday to close this thing out.
Yeah,
I mean, I think they're in the best possible chance to go to the finals.
It's in Dallas.
I think the Vegas Golden
Boston.
Knights have 2 games. They have 2 games to make it. So the odds are really for the Vegas Golden Knights.
Okay.
Because Game 7 will be in Vegas?
Game 7 will be in Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know why. I think Dallas they've got a lot of resourcefulness, and it'll be interesting to see if anybody can successfully navigate the Panthers. The Panthers have just been really tough. I think you have to go with the Panthers to win the whole thing at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So
I kind of like that. I think also they're, the one thing that the Panthers have for them, it's not always a great thing, but they're just resting while they wait for this Game 6 and Game 7 to unravel. And so they're going to be a well-rested team come Game 1.
Between being well-rested and rusty.
You might say the same with Denver, but then Denver might be rusty.
Yeah.
It's going to be a problem for them because they're not in game
Most
shape.
often that happens.
Mm-hmm.
It does happen. It happened with the Kraken when the Kraken were battling it out with the Avalanche. The Kraken ended up winning Game 1 against the Dallas Stars. So there is a possibility where too much rest can be a bad thing. And is it possible that, whoever comes out the winner could beat the Florida Panthers in Game 1? It is possible, but I think also it's to say, well, then the momentum, hopefully they come back, but they're still a well-rested team even after Game 1. So, it's a long series. So we'll see what happens. I think Florida Panthers have a great shot at winning the Stanley Cup. And while they wait.
Florida Panthers are good at waiting. Yes. I watched them against the Bruins. They snap back. They're like a snake. You got to be very wary of them. It's just when you think you got them.
I would too. I think the Panthers have a long great chance here.
Yeah.
And if they do, we have to say again another ChabDog sports thing, right? We're talking about it right now. We're talking about the Florida Panthers making it all the way. So if they do, it's just a little X in our little box of
here are the
things we
everybody.
Can predict in our little crystal ball.
Look at that.
ChabDog crystal ball.
Yeah. You're still.
I'm still leading that thing?
Yeah, you got a really great percentage too, 98.9. But you're all maxed out, so you can't get any more points.
I can't. You guys all have to just catch up and beat me. That's it.
I think that Well Read is still in the game. It's not showing me this, but I think
They're still leading this thing.
Well-Red's picks. Yeah, he's. I don't know how to read this though, but he's not maxed out. But it doesn't really show me what his max is here. And there's another guy that's not maxed out. I think that's that guy, Rub Dub Hawks, picked the Knights to win. So if the Knights pull this out and go to the finals and win, then I think Abe could get past. Is that right? Abe, how do you read this?
Well, it looks like Blix. I think this is the way I look at it. I look at if the Canes. Oh, the Canes are out. So there's really, I think, who's left?
What does that mean?
Barb Hawks. Oh, well-read. Yeah, well-read with the stars. So there's a lot writing on here.
I mean, does all this mean
it doesn't show the max anymore, but it does show
Abe's won? Has Abe just won?
No, not yet.
No,
not yet because
well, how many points?
We have
to
see what happens with the stars.
Not funny.
That's what makes me think that Abe's already won it.
Yeah,
it might not matter what happens at this point.
Yeah, these are the results. Group results. Well, yeah, it's frozen now. Okay, well, this might be it.
Yeah.
Keep watching.
So congratulations, Abe. I think you won. Because you only
give it to you anyway.
You only get a certain amount of points for winning a round.
It doesn't look like ESPN took this very seriously either, because their interface was not nearly as good as it was for the for the NCAA
for the Final Four.
They were way better on the basketball tournament. So
yeah.
This was disappointing. They sucked us in.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if your team is going all the way and wins the Stanley Cup, I mean, you should be the winner, right?
Not necessarily. It depends on
at least in my
points.
opinion, it's like you've made enough rounds. I mean, you clearly went more rounds than I did. So I'm not really sure, how I can end up being winner. But then I guess it's like to say I made a lot of good picks, even though my Kraken team died. I guess all my other picks,
Well,
somehow that
got definitely high up
even though
you got a high percentage going.
I got the Stars, and they may ultimately win, but I can't.
All right, well, you got any other clips you want to play before we're kind of they're not really there, but
no, we still got a few minutes.
We still got a few.
Here on the clock. Oh, we have 15 minutes, so find another clip here.
And I got the Tigers on, just so everyone knows. Tigers are.
How are they doing?
Against the Sox.
They're what?
Since Tigers are 0-0 in the bottom of the first inning against the White Sox.
Oh yeah, I think the White Sox didn't the White Sox beat them up pretty badly yesterday.
Not yesterday, 2 days ago.
Oh, 2 days ago. So
yesterday we won.
They've each won one now.
No, we've won 2. They've won 1.
Oh.
So.
Oh, I see.
Tigers aren't bad.
Factory TV, changing the channel.
Oh. We
could do some Charger here.
Car chase.
Yeah, some car chase.
Oh, okay.
So we're playing this under fair use here. Cause we're going to be discussing.
Get us a little in the mood for the racing update.
Yeah, before the break here, just to get some.
Yeah.
It's just always fun to hear some things. So again, under fair use here, this is a movie that probably doesn't love the publicity because everyone's forgotten about it years ago. Dirty Mary and Crazy Larry. Just a 2-bit. I'm sure the budget must be low budget film just to spit out.
But there were some stars in these movies.
There were. No, I found it entertaining at the time for what it was. But anyway, this is
kind of
fair use. You'll hear we'll be talking about.
This was part of the genre.
Cars. We'll be talking about the genre.
Car chase movies that were being done in the 70s, right?
Yes. Well, it was part of that. There was a lot of gangster. Bonnie and Clyde wasn't that much
earlier.
Yeah,
but I'm also thinking
of combination of Bonnie and Clyde
movies
with
the good car chase scenes.
Oh yeah.
And,
The Getaway was one,
and then even the
Steve McQueen and Bullet.
Smokey and the Bandit.
Came a little later.
Yeah.
Okay,
Makes me want to go out and get a Dodge Charger.
Or Dodge Polara. I kind of like the space, the room in that.
I'm surprised it didn't. Has a Dodge done a lot with NASCARs?
Oh, way back.
Those guys drive
Plymouth.
Oh, Plymouth.
Plymouth. Petty drove a Plymouth.
Oh. Yeah.
Oval on her mouth. Those teeth, little gap there's British, right?
Well, I don't know. Maybe this was. Does she always have teeth like that? There's really bad teeth.
I know. Well, but that's the whole rub against the British and their teeth.
They don't get good orthodontia there.
They don't have any, I guess. Crooked teeth.
Yeah, those were really nasty looking teeth.
Yeah, crooked teeth. We don't see it anymore. But this is what 1972 or something, and crooked teeth.
Yeah.
In post-war England was.
Peter Fonda's teeth were much better than hers. So they're playing a little. Now the cop car outweighs him. So. Yeah, but you hit him at the right angle.
Yeah, so he's hitting the right front fender just by the.
That's the real sensitive point, right?
Yeah.
He sends a car flying.
Yeah, as we saw in that.
In the instructional video.
Which is in the playlist, by the way.
You're not going to play for everybody.
We're not going to play it today, but it's in our playlist. In our playlist is a video that shows you how to do that and do all kinds of car crashes. And stuff.
Abe, you should watch this video sometime. Learn something.
But this one, well, I'm sure Abe knows how to crash cars too. There we go. So he's taking up. Come on. Okay. So. No harm, no foul. He just lost a car.
Yeah.
So Charger 1, cop car 0. No body
kind of
damage.
a cool color for it.
Yeah, these are called the Yellowbird.
It's like a lime. It's like a lime. Isn't it like a lime?
Yeah.
A lemon lime.
He's got a CD radio now.
Yeah, there's the cop. I forgot his name.
Nothing but road with 60 distinct and separate exits. If you really get it on, you may
but the guy's got a helicopter.
I know.
I don't think that's going to make much difference against the helicopter.
Shouldn't.
All I need to cover is one.
That guy looked like Jerry Reed, but it's not.
You know, I think it is.
It isn't Jerry Reed.
It's Vic Morrow.
Oh, it's Vic Morrow.
Vic Morrow. And you know what happened to Vic Morrow?
Some tragic death?
Yeah, he died in filming the movie The Twilight Zone.
Oh, that's
1981.
right.
George Lucas.
John Landis
directing scandal around that. They just
that was
allowed
like
to sweep it under the rug.
That was kind of like the Alec Baldwin thing.
Of its day.
There's a weird,
weird
actor. Death and a
well,
movie
he died
production.
and a child actor died.
Oh.
Yeah, who really shouldn't. Yeah, a
Vietnamese
girl.
Anytime a child dies, it's terrible.
Yeah,
I mean, not that it's not
tragic.
terrible.
So yeah, I guess it was as bad or maybe worse than the.
Interesting.
Oh, there we go. So that's
Vic Morrow.
Vic Morrow.
The sorrow for Vic Morrow.
Exactly. Poor guy.
Sorrow of Vic Morrow. Yeah. So that was some from Dirty Mary and Crazy Larry.
She sure was crazy. So Abe, you have a degree in. Can you tell us one more time? I'm going to botch it if I try and remember it because I'm not going to get it right.
City management or something, right?
Okay. What's your degree in, Abe?
I got my degree in public sector management.
Thank you.
Yes.
Public sector management, and I want everyone to know that when you when we began the party yesterday, that you started the session with a safety tip. So it was a good meeting. It was a safety first meeting for the party.
Yeah.
I like that stuff, though. I'm corny.
Absolutely. I mean, I guess you could say that's what I do during the day. Of course, I work in safety, and so I mean, it's kind of fun. It was just kind of funny to, toast my glass with a safety mitt on, in case the glass breaks.
Yeah,
I gotta wear your PPE when you're toasting.
What else can you do with that safety mitt?
Reminds me of that oven mitt scene in The Jerk.
Slap the shit out of somebody, that's for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, it was great. A great party, everybody. I know. I think I gotta have to have another one because I got to finish all my booze. I got so much booze left over that I need you guys to come over and help drink some, spend the night or whatever. But I got a lot of booze and I need some help.
It's a date.
Why don't you just fly Blix out there? He can help take care of all the beer.
That's what I need. I just need Blix to come here for like 48 hours, and I think I'll be okay.
Can we just have Blix sent in a box like in Bruno, where he shows up on the conveyor belt?
That's how the baby showed up.
We should do a skit like that. We should just go to LAX and have him pop out of a box. Just throw him on the
you and me, we can dress up as two guys that are closely connected, and we're going to pick up our special child.
Dress as delivery man. I guess we could do that, yeah. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Him like that.
Dress up like
that would be such a great skit, though. Just I can put him in a box and then just drop him off right in the baggage lab and let him jump out.
Like, where did these guys come from? Yeah.
Here we are.
Just the facts, if you don't mind, ma'am.
We have some acting. You want to hear this?
Of course, I want to hear this. So here's
okay.
This is like a sizzler.
This is a scene from
sizzle reel. A sizzle reel out of Dragnet.
There's a scene here from Abe's party from yesterday when we came in there and Dorothy was meeting Abe's father. Okay.
Yeah. So this is again we're playing this under fair use as well. This is of historic information here showing LA in a different era, and we're going to be making references to this under fair use. We're playing this under fair use. Everybody, hello. Please, fair use.
It's what under
film 1987's version Dragnet with I think this is where he played one of his best roles.
There's a dress code for detectives in robbery homicide.
Tom Hanks before he got tied up in Pizzagate. You don't know anything about Pizzagate, do you?
No, but let's just watch
Section 3
up in something totally extraneous,
It's okay.
605.10.
You can tell us about that next
child molestation isn't extraneous, but okay.
Well, .22.
Maybe that'd be very important to you, sir, but
24.26, .50, .70, .80. It specifies clean shirt, short hair, tie, pressed trousers, sports jacket or suit, and leather shoes, preferably with a high shine on them.
Thank God. Vibrator repair.
No, ma'am. Los Angeles Police Department. Sorry. I've got...
That says great manners, isn't it? Sorry. So professional.
Wait, amendment rights, too. Look them up, Friday.
Listen, hotshot, I'm going to tell you something right now. I don't care for you or for the putrid sludge you're troweling out. But until they change the laws to put you sleaze kings out of business, my job's to help you get back your stench-ridden boxes of smut. And since I'm going to be doing it holding my nose, I'll be doing it with one hand.
Would you say that these look like the breasts of a 43-year-old woman?
No, they don't, Miss Wiss. They're quite impressive. Bordering on spectacular. Well, let's...
I think that's the part he was quoting there. Quite spectacular. Bordering.
Just say when I look in their eyes, mister, I get a different message, and we'll leave it at that. Now, let me tell you something, Strebeck. There are two things which clearly differentiate the human species from animals. One, we use cutlery. Two, we're capable of controlling our sexual urges. Now, you might be an exception, but don't drag me down into your private hell. Let me tell you something, mister. Unlike you outside of cigarettes, I only have one vice, and a good chili dog is it. So please pipe down and let me enjoy my life.
Good.
It's like Frank the Tank. Good chili dog.
I could use one of those.
Which? The chili dog?
Chili dog, yeah.
That does look yummy.
Peace. With the exception of you and canned cling peaches, I'd be hard-pressed to find anyone or anything that doesn't know you should never leave your car keys in the ignition. Just let me tell you something, Mr. Lone Wolf. The dedicated men and women...
Yeah, where could we get a chili dog around here?
I don't know.
...of the Los Angeles Police Department comprise one big family. From my brother, the traffic cop, to my...
Down on the
Don't say Wiener Schnitzel.
It's going to be a zoo... Oh, well. Wiener Schnitzel?
Don't say Wiener
Schnitzel.
Schnitzel.
Wiener Schnitzel. Oh.
Sister, the meter maid. And when one of us makes a caller, we all make a caller.
Wow, I'm away from here, though. Are they Maria Del Rey there?
Surf's up, beach boy, but not for you. You'll be hanging 10 downtown. Right now, all I can think of is 38 little kids standing individually on lonely street corners waiting for a bus that'll never come. Were you sexually assaulted? No! Break up!
Were you sexually assaulted?
She needed a virgin.
You're still a virgin?
Well, look at her. That's actually... Yeah, when you look at the shape of the face there, kind of looks like a man, doesn't it? I wonder if she's a virgin. Anyway, carry on.
How come his is so much bigger than yours?
I've never needed more. We're
said no man ever.
Responsible for the safety of a civilian here, and frankly, mister, you just don't belong behind the wheel of a car. I need some coffee.
I know where they serve the best in town.
Ma'am, you know I hate to admit it, Strebeck, but for once...
Ma'am?
Oh, look, he's lighting a cigarette. Remember when you could do adult things in a bar? Like watch girls take their clothes off and light a cigarette and have a drink.
And get into
10
fights.
in the morning. Well, no one's fighting here. But
In your life, you're right. This is good coffee. Connie, I'd like you to meet my maternal grandmother, Mrs. Grace Mundy. Granny, this is the Virgin Connie Swale. My partner and I witnessed...
Yeah. Eric Sauvé and Virgin Brandon Chevy.
That little torchlight picnic you threw last night. We're going to put you where your kind always ends up. In a 7-by-7-foot gray-green metal cage on the 15th floor of some 100-year-old penitentiary with damp, stinking walls and a wooden plank for a bed. Sure, this city isn't perfect. We need a smut-free life for all of our citizens. Cleaner streets, better schools, a good hockey team, just like every other foaming rabbit psycho in this.
A good hockey team. Oh, yeah, he's L.A., right? Because back then, L.A.
This is for Seattle, I think.
No, this was L.A.
No, but they're talking about Seattle now.
No,
all the smut and all the bad stuff going on there. At least they have a good hockey team.
Yeah, they got a good hockey team. Mm-hmm.
City with a foolproof plan. You've forgotten you're facing the single.
L.A. pre-Gretzky.
But Abe could use this as the blueprint for his urban planning.
Finest fighting force ever assembled.
About time you pencil dick.
Here we go. You got to hire this woman as your consultant.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's going to be in the film with Dorothy D, the remake of.
And Barb Wire, too.
Barb Wire, too. She has a guaranteed spot. This woman, this is her sizzle reel here. This is so good. Oh, my God.
All right, just play it.
Dick showed up. Why couldn't you have got here before that big, bad, stupid-looking piece of sewage breath stole my white wedding dress? That asswipe also stiffed me for 2 months' rent when his deposit check bounced. Goddamn puss-faced little pimp-stick. Useless, scum-lapping shitbag. You slimy little jizz bucket. But unlike some...
Yeah. Jizz
she would be perfect for government work.
I have a heart, goddammit. That miserable little bag of puke.
Just the facts, ma'am.
Says who, flathead?
Says the California Penal Code, Section 314.1, covering obscene live conduct in public. Good enough for you, lady?
Listen, you public pawn. My attorney's on his way, and we both know I'll be out of here in 20 minutes on bail.
I guess it's just you and me and your balls and this drawer.
Yeah. So I saw this film in the theater in 1987, and this scene got the biggest laugh of the whole film. You know, there were plenty of scenes that were funny.
It's creative.
But this got
everyone
was laughing. Yeah.
Not that it's any of your business,
international very often anymore.
No, except in police stations, which will keep you out. Remember, what happens if you get pulled over?
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. They ask you for a statement. What are you going to say?
Shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
However, but I had the pleasure of spending a quiet evening in the company of Connie Swale.
And don't say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, here's the joke, though. Hold on.
What?
End the scene. Gotta end the
Not
scene.
that it's any of your business, Mr. National Enquirer, but I had the pleasure of spending a quiet evening in the company of Connie Swale.
Wait a minute. Connie Swale? Don't you mean the Virgin Connie Swale?
Yeah, there we go. Now it's over.
No longer. That was Dan Aykroyd in his heyday.
That's one of his finest roles.
Mm-hmm. We also had Spies Like Us, too.
Well, maybe we can play that after.
That's a kind of funny scene.
Oh, yeah, we're 36 seconds away,
All right,
it's break time.
It's time for you to go to the commercials.
Yes.
See if you can guess which commercials that we've got for you this week are AI generated and which are real. You know?
Yeah, I've mixed them up this week.
Fake versus real.
And there were more out this week, and we're not playing a lot. Now there's a lot of crap out there. Now there wasn't crap out before, but they're even worse, so I really had to be picky.
You really went on a Joe Biden fest this time, though.
Well, AI Joe Biden is better than real Joe Biden. I like
you love AI Joe Biden.
My first commercial.
He's so with it.
Totally. Okay, so we're going to start with a disturbing AI. Or sorry, we're going to start with a beer commercial, a beverage commercial. Okay, and we're back in 10 minutes. Goodbye, everybody.
Let's hang 10.
The best in the business. Joe's Luxury 5-Star Chicken Shack. The ultimate chicken and waffle box. We slang chicken wings. Even stock market players off that chicken pack. Get your shrimp and grits pack. Our favorite waffles, chicken and ice cream. Or you can indulge in your own West Side sampler. Everybody in your family approved. Homegrown, family-owned exotic designer chicken freshness right at your doorstep. Pick up 4 different exotic chicken packs, share with your friends, share with your brothers and sisters. Get the ultimate chicken and waffle Joe's party pack. This that California, Alabama country grandma mama. If your mama cooking in the kitchen, baby, make it shake. Make it shake. Milkshake, thick chocolate, caramel or vanilla on the road to success. Don't forget your Joe's luxury chicken pack. It's the best.
Ever since Burger King dropped that dumbass commercial about having a burger you could fuck, we've been hard at work here at Arby's headquarters, and we developed a burger that you can fuck and eat. Take that, burger queer. I shoved your burger in my ass, and I liked it, bitch. In fact, I already fucked the burger we show in this commercial, and I came hard in that nigga. Yeah, that ain't Arby's sauce, buddy. Arby's, we have the meat.
Introducing the Elon Musk Quantum Spaghetti. This spaghetti isn't just any ordinary pasta. It's made from quantum ingredients. It's sourced from the multiverse. And now let's talk about the sauce. Elon Musk's Interdimensional Marinara. It's a concoction of secret herbs and spices that have been whispered by ancient aliens in long-lost civilizations. After one bite of our spaghetti, you will receive automatic brain updates with our most recent spaghetti data.
Mystery meatballs. Expect the unexpected.
You know what it is! It's taco!
Why did I get bleeped? Because this is a commercial and there's a trademark on taco. I mean, how could someone own taco?
Come on, man.
Everyone should be able to say and celebrate taco. Taco.
What are we doing?
Thankfully, someone is doing something about it. No more trademark, no more bleeping, starting right now.
Taco Tuesday!
We've got the best fried chicken in the world. Crispy, juicy, finger-licking good. It's tremendous. People love it. Our secret recipe is a winner. Finest ingredients, incredible spices, and the highest quality chicken. Every bite is perfect. Happy chickens make the best fried chicken. Raised with care on open farms. They're tremendous, folks. Look at that golden crust. It's beautiful. It'll make your mouth water. A symphony of flavors on your taste buds. Our fried chicken brings people together for everyone everywhere. Great food, wonderful moments. Come on down to our world-famous chicken restaurant. We're making chicken great again. Trust me, folks, you're gonna love it.
When I played football, they called me a troublemaker. But really, I'm just a nice guy who likes to watch a game with a Miller Lite. I see you're drinking light too. Yeah, it tastes great. I agree. But he drinks it because it's less filling. Tastes great. Did you hear that?
It's less filling.
Pretty strong words.
It tastes great.
Less filling.
Tastes great.
Less filling.
Tastes great.
There's no argument. There's only one light beer, Miller Lite.
Is that a light beer you're drinking?
Yeah, it tastes great.
I agree, but that's not what he said.
I know the car accident wasn't technically your fault.
But we,
as the insurance company,
deny this claim.
We might fix your car.
But no medical bills.
We're not paying for...
No pain, no suffering.
It's not possible.
Oh, you got a lawyer. The law offices of Marquis, Salamone, and Morelli.
No one said we couldn't settle this one.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, let the insurance company know you mean business. Call the law offices of Marquis, Salamone, and Morelli right now.
My name is Brandon S. Chhabner. I am a sole owner and CEO of the law office of Brandon S. Chhabner here in Hermosa Beach, and we do corporate law and estate planning and regulatory law. And I've been in business since 2007. Before that, I worked with various law firms in Southern California and also on the East Coast, and primarily focused on corporate law. I've been an attorney since 1990. Prior to law school, I went to Yale College and was major in political science, graduated with distinction, magna cum laude honors there. After Yale College, I went to UCLA Law School, was on law review there, enjoyed that a lot. I went to Harvard Business School and got a degree there. I'd like to be their trusted advisor and help them understand and assess the legal risks relating to their business projects. Also, I can help them be more successful, I think, by helping them move in the direction that enables their deals to get done, and whilst at the same time mitigating business risk. But also, I can provide them both with legal advice and business advice.
this car is built for comfort. I wonder what else we have in common.
Acclaim. First-class travel for the price of coach.
The guaranteed rebate has been extended until February 28th. Get $1,000 now.
So my name is Eric Sauve. I'm a paralegal with the law firm of Brandon S. Chhabner, and as a paralegal, I support Brandon Chhabner, the attorney of the firm. Primarily when it comes to trust, it's very important that trust document reflect the wishes of those that put it together. The trust is your instructions as to how you want your estate distributed and the instructions you're giving to your trustee to do that. A power of attorney allows a trusted person to take on your affairs while you're incapacitated. And in the state of California, if your estate is less than $165,000, then you don't need to have a trust. You can simply distribute those through a will. We just want to get this completed, make sure your wishes are taken care of, so the state of California is not in there taking their piece. You're not paying probate, and your beneficiaries get the most money possible in a tax-free or most tax-efficient manner possible. Having representation in place is incredibly important, and this ties back to the power of attorney, because there are going to be many times in your life where you're not going to be either able to attend for medical reasons, or perhaps emergencies happen in your life. Now you can exercise that power of attorney and someone else can represent you in your affairs, so you're free to be with your family.
From Family Games, I want to be a union boss. Force employees to pay dues.
You owe me union dues. This game stinks.
You can call a strike without a secret vote. Embezzle member dues. But watch out.
You've been indicted.
Kids, you can be the union boss. Spend forced dues on politicians and eliminate the right to vote. Forcing you into a union is not a game. Find out more at unionfacts.com.
It's great to be the union boss.
You smell that? We got fries, we got burgers, we got chicken, we got fries. Wait, did I say that already? Squish those soft cakey buns and watch the sweet sauce drip from every corner. As someone who is trusted around children worldwide, I'm telling you this stuff is the real deal. But my favorite thing on this menu is ice cream. Oh, how I love ice cream. It's so scrumptious they'll make you forget your own name. Wait, what am I talking about again? Ba ba da ba ba.
Need a tip when you're stuck in an awkward situation?
Too easy. KFC's crowd pleaser. A huge variety of delicious chicken and plenty of tasty sides.
I'm Rafael Septien. It's great being the place kicker for the Dallas Cowboys. And it's also great to know that the reason I had this job is because of my ability and not because of my national origin.
As president of the Dallas Cowboys, I know that employment decisions must be based upon performance. That's what's made us successful. Discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, age, or national origin is not the answer. Everyone should have an equal chance to compete.
Tired of the everyday hustle and bustle? Call a friend and tell them. You found a new spot. Go ahead. Grab a bite to eat. Then come down to Sleepy Joe's. This is where presidential meets comfort. After a good sleeping on these, you're sure to want more sleep. The ultimate innovation in snooze control. Sleepy Joe's, the only place for pure sleep immersion. When I talk about the stock market, everyone's portfolio takes a halt. Sleepy Joe's. Sleepy Joe's.
You don't see many wild stallions anymore. No, you don't see many wild stallions anymore. And even if he did run off 3 of your best mares, he's one of the last of a wild and very singular breed. Come to where the flavor is. Come to Marlboro country.
And welcome back.
We're
ChabDog
back.
Sports Talk Show, second half here.
For the second hour of ChabDog Sports Talk.
We're going to roll right into the...
There's a lot to talk about in the world of racing. Indy 500 going on.
I'm really proud of how I finished last week, but I got beat.
Let's get right into it with the racing update.
Here comes Speed Racer. He's a demon on wheels. He's a demon and he's gonna be chasing after someone. He's gaining on you, so you better look alive. He's busy revving up the powerful Mach 5. And when the odds are against him and there's dangerous work to do, bet your life, Speed Racer, see it through.
Yeah, this is under fair use as well, because this is just such a kick-ass song to start a race segment with. That's why.
Go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go!
Go fair use, play. Go fair use, play.
He's up and flying as he guns a car around the track. He's jamming down the pedal like he's never coming back. Adventure's waiting just ahead. Go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go Speed Racer, go!
All right, and off to Abe Miranda. As long as we can make this spinning box disappear. Dorothy D.
What happened to Abe?
There he is. Oh, I got to turn his mic on. There he is. Okay, his mic's on. Now, go, Abe.
Looks
like the Caddyshack go.
Let's get ready to the car.
All right.
Well, that was exciting.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you look like the Caddyshack gopher there when you were shaking.
Yes, very much like the Caddyshack's totally embodying it. There's Abe Miranda. Always Marine, once Marine, always
Abe
Marine.
Miranda again, hosting the NASCAR racing segment for ChabDog Sports, sponsored by Chabner Law and Escrow Quick, my two favorite guys ever to do any of that stuff.
Tony, yeah.
So
definitely. Okay.
And you know what? We're doing a lot of stuff. We're definitely, I know on social media, we're hitting you guys up, by the way, Chabner Law, Escrow Quick. So, huge shout out to them, because without them, I don't think we'd have a good NASCAR racing segment. So thank you to them.
Yes.
Always got to do a shout out to the sponsors, especially in NASCAR, right? That's all we do is, we have sponsors, right? I mean, all the NASCAR drivers, they have sponsors, right? And so they got to do a shout out to their sponsor, right? Interstate Batteries or Skittles, M&Ms, Big Bass Pro Shop, right?
We are bringing a valuable resource to the NASCAR world.
Yes.
Our picks are very, very on point.
We wish we had the gambling app here in the state of California, because we would have made so much money.
Yeah, this thing was incredible, by the way. I love how, we do come up with some really good quality picks. I mean, our methods might be unconventional, but it doesn't matter what the methods are. What's matter is you pick a damn good driver.
Results.
Do you pick a winning driver or not? That's what's matter. And I'm going to tell you, if I was a gambling man, I would listen to Dorothy Dawn, La Tigre, and I would just be like, she picked Kyle Larson. Maybe I should put $20 on Kyle Larson. I would, again, when I do gambling for NASCAR, I don't like to put all my money on one driver.
No.
I like to spread the field a little bit.
You like a parlay?
It's not parlay. It's just to say, it's like, I can't like Kyle Larson has a good chance of going first place, but he might get, sideswiped there in the last 5 laps, and there goes my pick. So I would say Kyle Larson has a good chance. I'm putting $20 there. Maybe I like, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I might put $20 there. Maybe I like also Kyle Busch. It's a Vegas track. Maybe I'll put $20 there. So what I do is, and rather than putting $60 on Kyle Larson, I just
that's
have
what you do.
Picks.
That's what you do in roulette, right? You pick a bunch of different numbers.
Yeah, Exactly.
Put a few chips
maybe
here,
that's
there.
the way you got to look at NASCAR gambling is
Mhm.
a little bit
I
like
told my
roulette.
friend, stick
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we have to
It's
pick one.
fucking
One we're gonna have to deal with it that we can't pick.
What
more
is
than
your
one.
major malfunction?
So go. You can. Do you want to talk about what happened last week or what's going to happen this week?
So let's talk a little bit about the
I'm
All-Star
trying to move it
race.
along. That's what I'm trying to do.
One thing to keep in mind about the All-Star race is that the All-Star race does not count towards any point standings in any shape, any form, any way. So just wanted to let you guys know that this is really an exhibition race. I didn't really mention that last week, but I did want you guys to know that as a recap today.
Yeah, but somebody won a lot of money. It's a real
You do.
race.
There's a $1 million purse. Okay, so you are racing for $1 million.
There you go. That's real money.
And
Sure.
and this is very similar to the first race, which is the Busch Clash that happens here at the LA Coliseum, where it is again, it's an exhibition race. There's $1 million prize, and it's really a preseason. But this is an all-star race. Just no point. $1 million prize can buy a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, you got that.
Buy a lot of crotchless underwear from Target.
There's a lot of crotchless underwear that I can buy from Target for
Tuck
sure.
Drivers, Bud
But
Light.
let's talk a little bit about the All-Star race.
Help is on the way.
Dorothy Dawn coming in, picking Kyle Larson. Again, she picking Kyle Larson to win the All-Star race. And guess what? Kyle Larson wins the All-Star race.
We are not worthy.
Yep.
I mean, how beautiful is that, right? That's what I love about Dorothy is I wish I was in Vegas and put $20 on Kyle Larson, right?
And I have my lucky hat on.
Yes.
Oh, look at that beautiful hat. Look at that, Chef.
Lucky hat.
That's beautiful.
And the tennis whites. Yeah.
See, that's what's making the
That's
the
a
picks.
tennis
I need a hat
outfit.
like that, so I can make good NASCAR picks.
Dorothy, you
So-
could go to Wimbledon and look like that.
Yeah, you could play Wimbledon.
Yeah,
like that.
Wimbledon. That's a Wimbledon. Like you could go to tennis match.
You and JP could be eating strawberries and cream in the morning. Yeah. Maybe with some chocolate on top.
That is a nice tennis dress kind
Finger
of.
Thank you.
makes an afternoon tea. Yes. Yeah, like, is this guy crazy?
Are you going to
He
play?
is having tea.
Are you going to play
He's
tennis?
hot cocoa. I just made him
JP
hot
himself.
cocoa.
Are you going to play tennis?
No, we're just getting ready for the day. I thought
Oh.
I'd go with the bridal look.
Oh,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Very brittle. Yes. All right, Abe, we'll let you have your show back.
I think
The-
she's
the
trying to
Virgin
hint
Dorothy
something
Dawn.
to
Yes,
JP
Virgin
back there. I feel like there's some undertones going on there. Anyways, let's talk about the race. He's just dominant. Kyle Larson was dominant in the race, and he wins. Let me give you your top 10 drivers there. Actually, top 3. Kyle Larson, picked by Dorothy Dawn. Bubba Wallace, nobody picked him from our team. Tyler Reddick, nobody picked Tyler Reddick from our team. So Dorothy Dawn walks away with all 3 points. All of us get nothing. Nothing.
Squad
You get
douche.
nothing, sir. Good day, sir. You get nothing.
Who? Abe,
Okay.
who's number 4? Who's number 4?
Number 4 is Chase Briscoe.
And who picked number 4? Who picked Chase
That's
Briscoe
actually
last
number
week?
4. Actually, we did have Well-Red pick Chase Briscoe.
Yeah,
I mean,
you get
damn it,
That's
just
honorable,
my
correct.
one.
honorable mention.
Yeah, I get nothing.
Honorable mention to
But still.
Well-Red for picking Chase Briscoe.
So
in
Dorothy
fourth
and I
place.
picked,
You know you're gonna
picked
get
2
points,
finishers
but
in the top 5.
Yeah.
if
top
you're not
4.
1, 2, 3, you ain't shit.
You're
Okay.
just you're trying to get some credit for yourself.
Hey, just for the team, man. It's for the team, baby. It's all about the
I
team.
think
I'm
you're
just
trying
kidding.
too hard.
You're right. Chase Briscoe, I mean, I wish he would have just came in 3rd place, and at least he could have gotten a point for that.
That's
that
the
was
joke.
Close. That is close.
Yeah.
So let's see, where do we got? Joey Logano. Where did Joey Logano end up? Joey Logano came in 10th place. That's the
I
one
had
I
Austin
picked.
Dillon. Where'd he finish?
Austin Dillon. He picked. Where did Austin Dillon go? Austin Dillon. He came in 17th place.
Oh.
Bend over here. It comes
Well, still in
again.
the top 20.
Yeah, top
Well,
20.
there's only 24 drivers. So
Yeah, 24.
It's only 24 drivers. Oh, yeah, 17.
He had to
okay.
mention that. Okay.
And the agony of defeat.
At least you didn't come in 24th place. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That was good. So, the team, the team is there. I mean, we're in the top 10. You know what I mean? We're there. Most of the weeks, most of the team is in the top 10. And I find that to be pretty good. That's not bad. That's pretty good. So you got to listen to our NASCAR segment.
Holy dog shit!
All right, but let's talk a little bit about our next race. Our next race is the Charlotte Motor Speedway in Concord, North Carolina. I've never been there. I think I've been to Charlotte through the airport multiple times.
Why isn't it
But
in
I've never
Charlotte?
actually gone out of Charlotte.
It's like NASCAR.
It's like the Charlotte Speedway is not in Charlotte. It's in some other place.
It's in Concord. I guess it's nearby. Maybe it's really
Might be a
close.
suburb.
I'm
Carolina.
not sure.
Yeah.
It could be like this thing with like Angels Stadium is not technically in LA. It's actually in Anaheim, but we call them the Los Angeles Angels, even though they're in two separate counties.
I lied.
So maybe it's Concord just happens to be the Anaheim of Charlotte.
Question.
Yeah.
Okay. Enough quibbling.
Now, one thing to keep in mind, this is really cool facts. This is the Coca-Cola 600. And when I say 600, it's important because this is the longest race of the NASCAR schedule for the entire season. There is no race that goes 600 miles. We do have 500 miles, but we don't have any races that go 600 miles.
You win this
that
race,
is
you really
equivalent
win it.
to 965 kilometers. That is almost 1,000 kilometer long race. This race actually at one time used to be called the World 600. Back in the day, this race was first ran in 1960. So 1960 was the first time that this race ran here in Charlotte. And Hendrick Motorsports has the most team wins with 12 wins here in Charlotte. So maybe focusing on a Hendricks Motorsport driver might be something of noteworthy, I guess I can tell you about that. This race is going to be racing today at 3 p.m. ChabDog Sports time, Pacific Coast, ChabnerLaw.com time. ChabnerLaw.com.
What time? 4?
At ChabnerLaw.com time.
No, but
3
what
p.m.
time? 4 p.m.?
3 p.m.
3 p.m.
3 p.m.
Okay.
3.
On Fox, maybe?
So,
probably look at that.
1.5 mile oval track. This is 1.5 mile, just an oval track here with a little bit of degrees of baking in the straightaways and the turns. But let's talk about what's important here. Qualifying.
Yeah. Who's got the good pole position?
Qualifying should be done. We have a lineup. Let's talk about the lineup, guys. Let's talk a little bit about the lineup here. Top 10 drivers for the Charlotte 600 that will be starting at 3 p.m. ChabDog.com time. ChabnerLaw.com time. William Byron is sitting in first, followed by Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Bubba Wallace, Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
It's really
for your
loaded.
top 10 drivers of the lineup.
That's intense. Those are all pretty good drivers.
Let's get it.
That's quite
Abe, is anybody driving a Dodge in this race?
No, we don't have Dodge in NASCAR yet, but that is a very good question.
I would
because
love to see a Dodge Charger
because
in the race.
Dodge does want to come back to NASCAR, and they're looking about coming back next season. Okay. And we're looking at maybe they'll be having a car. I think maybe it would be like the Challenger or the Charger is going to be kind of their theme car for the Dodge. And but it's progressing.
Okay,
we're in a state of we're trying to get Dodge into the NASCAR game for next season.
Okay.
All right. They are. Let me see here. I think they really like. They're going to be having. They're going to be making some new electric muscle cars in the future. And I really think they want to use NASCAR as a platform to advertise for those really cool cars.
That's an oxymoron, man. Yeah. That's a total oxymoron.
That ain't going to work.
But, you know, Formula One is going that way, too. No, electric cars. You know, Ford Mustang is going that way.
It's like watching a matchbox race.
Yeah, exactly. Like AMX.
Electric cars are, you know, they're coming. They're coming.
Electric controls, yeah.
Yep.
Why don't you have like a wire attached to it or something?
We were actually looking at electric cars on Friday night.
Which one?
There you go.
We were at the Cadillac Escalade. We're looking at Escalades. What else?
Those are nice. Cadillacs.
That kind of money to throw around.
We want to like put our logo on it.
Good job, Doug. Some people like getting, you know, like the car.
That's a little expensive toy there, isn't it?
Well, Pamela Anderson drove. So I've always wanted to as well.
Yeah,
Pamela Anderson drove one. So
the right car for your image.
That's right. For the movie.
I think
Cadillac's going to be a sponsor of the film.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put our logo on it.
We'll try to get you with the right car. We'll try.
Electric, because now I have a roommate. We're thinking of putting our two cars together, just having one car. Because I got an extra. We're down one parking spot now, and I don't go anywhere. So we're looking at electric cars.
Just to Costa Rica and all over the globe, right? You don't even go. You don't go anywhere.
I go by plane.
Are you stuck in the house?
Our trains.
Okay, we have to do some picks here with Abe before we.
All right, so Abe, who goes first?
Dorothy, right?
Of course, it has to be. Now, one thing I just want to touch up on is, now we're going to go with Dorothy Dunn with 16 points in our NASCAR Matrix. I just want to also mention that ChabDog is in second place with 10 points, myself and Well Read with 6 points, and Blix with 4 points.
Okay.
Blix is getting non-participation demerit grades here.
Yeah.
He's not putting out the big effort.
We didn't suspend him from. He's not suspended from class. He's welcome to show up. He didn't offend us.
Yeah, you're always welcome to show, Blix.
He's in detention.
He's in detention right now. Coming through on the conveyor belt.
What's going on?
Yeah.
At the airport.
Yeah.
But so Dorothy Dawn will get a first crack at it because she is just our NASCAR leader, just killing everybody. So
I know
Dorothy, who do you like for this race? Who's going to win this race? I'm sorry, again. Not who do you like? Who you're going to pick? Who's going to win this race, Dorothy?
I'm going Larson.
Kyle Larson again.
There's no hesitation at all.
You know what? Listen, if you got to roll the 6 all day long, just keep rolling the 6, right? Keep rolling those 6, and he might even win. I'm just like, okay, it doesn't matter that he's in 12th place right now. It doesn't matter because in NASCAR anything can happen.
Yes.
So 12th place, Kyle Larson could be.
One of these days,
winner.
we're going to figure out what our system is. So
JP thinks Bush, but I'm going to go on my own and do Larson. But he thinks Bush over here.
Okay.
Well, let's see what happens later today. How Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson end up, and then I guess the proof will be in the pudding later.
Okay.
There you go. All right. We're going to go with our second place, ChabDog, Mr. ChabDog himself, who's in second place with 10 points. Please feel free to give us a pick for today's race.
It's very hard because I was going to go with the guy driving the Dodge, but since there's no Dodge in there, I guess I'll just go with. I got D on my brain, so I'll go with Denny Hamlin.
There we go. I was thinking about that. I was like, if you're not going with the Dodge, maybe you'll go with Denny Hamlin.
Yeah.
So Denny Hamlin is. Denny Hamlin, part of Joe Gibbs Racing and the Toyota. With the number 11, sitting in 4th place for today's lineup.
I don't want to pick the guy that's in the first place or second. I think it's too much of a load to bear.
It is a big load to bear. Very big load to bear. But it does say that maybe the cars are running well. Who knows? We'll see. Next, we'll give it to Mr. Well-Read himself. Who do you like today?
Who's that racing team you were plotting?
Hendricks.
Well, Hendricks. So that would be. Let me give you some of those drivers. You got
Who's
three
the top?
drivers.
Just give me the top rated Hendricks car in the matrix there.
That's going to be number 1, William Byron. Number 24, part of Hendricks Motorsports.
Yeah, give me Byron.
William Byron's a hot shot.
Yeah, that's
got a lot of points.
Yeah, you normally take Byron. So
yeah,
he won with Byron.
Well, I will tell you one thing to keep in mind. One thing, I'm going to put you down for William Byron. I'm also putting Blix down for William Byron since he is today's chalk pick.
Oh, wow. Good double dip.
But also, Dorothy Dawn picked Kyle Larson, and Kyle Larson is also part of Hendricks Motorsports.
Uh-oh.
With crew chief Cliff Daniels at the helm. So we got a few Hendricks Motorsports. For me, I like William Byron. He's the one who kind of really jumped out to me. I like, maybe should I go with Chase Elliott? So we got a thing that's tough. That's tough. So maybe I'll do that. I don't want to go with it, but I feel like if we all have a Hendricks Motorsports sports car in the game, at least we're all covered. All bases are covered. So I'm going to go with Chase Elliott, although I like William Byron. So for the record, I like William Byron, but I am going to pick Chase Elliott. So we do have a Hendricks Motorsports car in this fight. Everybody is got somebody, except for Denny Hamlin, who's Joe Gibbs. And I think we are ready to rock and roll with that.
Okay. Now, are you also going to say anything about the Indy 500? Because that's going on today. This is the big day for IndyCar.
Oh, it is too, yeah.
So, well, we can talk a little bit about the Indy 500. I like that the Indy 500 is ready to rock and roll here. Let me see. What time does this one start today? There's going to be 33 drivers, by the way, in the Indianapolis 500. This is probably the biggest race for IndyCar. Here.
Show.
Yeah.
And let me see what time is this.
Is Jim Neighbors going to sing my old Who's Your Home? Who's Your Daddy? You know, Jim Neighbors used to sing
Who's My Daddy?
Indy
he wasn't
500.
from Indy, was he? He was from the South somewhere. I mean,
Jim Neighbors?
Yeah, he must have been from.
He identified with
Tennessee
Indiana. I don't. Yeah, he wasn't from Indiana. You're right, but he didn't make a point of that. He made a point of singing my old.
Well, the problem with IndyCar is that we don't follow it on a weekly basis, so it's pretty hard to even.
Why'd you bring it up?
Well, because I feel like I have to. I mean,
no, you do have to. I mean, we want to talk about things that are going on in racing. This is a big race for the Indiana 500. I think this race might be going on right now. I believe
it's already started.
I think the Indianapolis 500 is going on right now as we go. Let me see who's winning this thing.
It seems like to me that IndyCar's. It's just not. It used to be a bigger deal in the 70s and 80s and 90s. I think that IndyCar's lost a little popularity or visibility, hasn't it?
It looks like. Well, I think I do talk to people. I do talk to racing fans, and sometimes IndyCar does get brought up a lot, and I think when you look at people that like NASCAR, they tend to really like IndyCar,
but they don't. They don't make the same kind of money, do they? Do the IndyCar drivers make anywhere near what the NASCAR drivers make? You don't know?
They get the IndyCar purse?
Yeah, like I have this feeling like it's
no, they don't make as much. I lived in Indianapolis for a while when I did. I followed this, and it's lucrative, but it's not. NASCAR is more lucrative.
It's not as good as Formula One either.
Both of them used to make a lot more money. Now they're just sort of biding their time right now. They survive, is what the understanding for them.
Well, they do say that the prize money for this race is $3 million.
Yeah, this is a huge one, but this is it. This is the granddaddy of the races. The rest of them, you can't even name the Indy events, really.
Well, there's the Detroit.
Well, it says the prize money is $3 million for this race.
Yeah. It's a smaller circuit. There's no doubt about it compared to. No doubt.
Well, I remember I picked the winner 2 years ago in this race, and that was just completely pulling it out. So I can't imagine that I could get this right. Maybe if you give me the top 10 drivers, I might be able to. Something might jump out of it.
Okay.
Do you have the top 10 drivers for the race today?
Well, I mean, let me see. The top 10 drivers well, the thing is the race is actually running right now. So I can tell you that Marcus Ericsson is currently leading.
Okay.
It looks like he's leading here. Followed by Joseph Newgarden.
Joseph who?
Swedish?
Joseph Newgarden. He's in a Chevrolet, matter of fact.
Newgarden.
Felix Rosenquist. Alexander Rossi. He was in Formula One, wasn't he?
Yeah, Martini and Rossi.
Alexander Rossi.
These are a lot of foreign names.
Spaghetti and marinara.
Or there've been some Italian
see here. You got Pato Award Santino Ferrucci.
That's a good one. Santino
Ferrucci.
Like Santino in Godfather.
Yeah.
He's in the number 14 car driving a Chevrolet motor. You'd think he would drive something Italian, but no. I mean, we usually have Chevy and Honda is usually the motor suppliers for these cars. So.
Santino's a good
Ed Carpenter is number 7. Kyle Kirkwood is number 8.
There's a Kyle.
Alex, Kyle. There's a Kyle, right? He's currently in 8th place.
The Indy.
Alex Palou and Akuma Sato. So he's Japanese. He got to be Japanese.
Sako's been racing
Akuma
for
Sato.
a number of years.
And appropriately, he's driving a Honda. So if he is Japanese, he's driving a great car. He's driving a Honda.
Sacco and Vanzetti must not die.
We just turned it on over here.
Yeah, it's running live. I think we're in lap 149 of the race.
We got it turned on here.
Right now.
Here it is. This is the Indy 500 right here.
Who's the announcer? Who's the announcer in the Indy 500? Is anybody famous?
Jim Neighbors.
Because, I remember the Indy 500 when I was a kid, and the announcer was like Jim McKay, and Chris Schenkel did it, and they did a good job. You remember that? On ABC? ABC used to do all those things.
Oh, I heard it. I just didn't know.
Lay Diffie? Lay Diffie?
Is that Chip? Is that a Chip Dip or is that a person's name?
Abe, are you gonna pick somebody? Or are you just gonna not do that?
What pick? I mean, the thing is, we're in lap 149 of 200. We got the last 50.
Yeah, you can still.
Yeah, ChabDog's,
it's still in doubt, isn't it? In doubt.
Still bettable.
Well, let me see. We're gonna pick one who's already winning. Let's see. I'm gonna go with the one who's leading. How about Marcus Ericsson for me?
How's Santino doing?
I like Honda.
How's Santini doing?
Yeah, well, this is the Indy 500. There are 178 laps into 500. This is nothing. It's
it's 500 miles, right? It's not 500 laps, is it?
It's 500 miles, but it's 200 laps, and we're in lap 151 of 200.
We're getting close. It's getting down there.
So pick someone in the top 10. Anything in the top 10 is a win.
Yeah, anything in the top 10 is a win. I like the Honda guys because I drive a Honda Civic. Oh. So Marcus Ericsson is currently in first place, driving a Honda. So I'm gonna go with him.
Okay.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna take, instead of that Swede masquerading as a Japanese, I want to take the Japanese guy driving the Japanese. So give me Sacco.
Yeah.
As in Sacco and Vanzetti must not die.
So you're going to go with Akuma Sato.
Yes, please. Yeah, he knows how to eat sushi right.
All right. Dorothy, do you want to pick?
Yeah, I'm going to New Garden.
That's a good one. That's a good pick, too.
He's describing the company.
Here's a live look at the 500.
You should. You know what you should play is the Challenger thing. No, this is not from Vanishing Point.
Oh, I don't have the Vanishing.
You don't have the Vanishing Point clip?
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Can I give you a quick baseball update?
Sure.
Yeah.
Tigers just had a grand slam by Badu, and they are ahead 4-1.
They're ahead.
Well,
how about you? How about you? ChabDog, who do you like in this fight for the Indy 500?
I already told you. I'm going with Santini.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Santini, sorry.
Yeah, what was that?
The
great Santini.
He's the godfather of racing.
Remember the great
Indy
Santini?
racing. Oh, and there's the great Santini. Yeah, that was Robert Duvall.
Yeah,
Santino.
So this is what we'll do. I'm gonna keep track of this Indy 500 winners later
Do we get
today,
any
and then we'll
points for
see
this?
who came out on top in the last 48 laps here of the race.
Well, you can keep track of it.
You want points for this?
Yeah, we really shouldn't get points for this because the race has had
it's not NASCAR.
it's
NASCAR's
three quarters done.
This will be for fun. So next week, what we'll do is we'll talk about the IndyCar 500, and we'll talk about how our picks went against here in the last.
You want a little music?
I'm gonna get some anyway.
This is a good way to exit me out of the NASCAR segment.
Roy Clark here.
This is Roy Clark under fair use because everybody should hear some fiddle music.
And the kid with the banjo is great too. It's kind of like Deliverance, isn't it? Remember that? Where's the banjo?
Or is it a midget? Is that a kid or a midget? Well, I don't know. Look. Dorothy? Kid or midget? Yeah, he is. Look at him. He's like, I'm just going to pull up my knife here. But look at Roy. Look at the look on his face. What are they doing? He's got mood ring on too. He's talking like Patrick Mahomes. Roy knows he's doing something. Kill him.
Could you give it an idea for you?
Who is the action going on this boat there? Waving back and forth with the fishing rod.
How's the train going?
Sure. That's the way it is. There's a picture of you looking like that, isn't there? Somewhere in the library? With your aunt or uncle? Grandmother.
Around the same time.
They're very popular. Look at his fingers. He's got picks on his fingers too. That kid's holy smoke! There we go. And he's got braces on too. Oh, God bless him. That was fantastic.
All right. Well, I'm exhausted from that. That was a high-speed pursuit.
It was.
I got my steps in. That's for sure.
A little bit of time left. Do you want to talk a little baseball, maybe?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we have to talk some baseball here.
You can check the standings out. Man, we can just.
Let me go to ChabDog.com so I can click on the standings.
The Tampa Bay Rays continue to confound everybody. They're getting more hitting than I thought.
So Joe Biden just released his latest campaign video.
About at 40 wins. No other team has that many. They're gonna definitely look like they're gonna win. They're gonna be in the playoffs.
We were talking about this on the car up the way to the party yesterday. You and I about the Rays and how they're like the anti-team. It's like every other team needs a big payroll. Nah, Rays, fuck it, they don't have a huge payroll. Every other team needs big stars.
Do you have the numbers on that though?
We don't need stars.
I think they're paying. They must be paying.
The team needs a real flashy stadium
big bucks
and fans showing up
for those pitchers.
We don't need fans. We don't need a flashy stadium. We can. We're good in a good dumpy old stadium. We're fine.
Okay. Well, can I look this up on my computer?
Sure. You look it up there. I'll put this. Let me put this commercial on.
Here it is.
Are you lost, sweetheart? Are you afraid, honey?
There we go.
Well, why don't you come with me?
Well, what's that mean?
I'll sing you a song.
You found the Rays yet?
Till your mom comes back. God is here.
Yeah, I told you. Where are they? You haven't even found them.
Wow. They're down there.
They're 28, dude.
They're down there with Pittsburgh.
There you go.
Number 28.
Woo,
so you were right on the mark on that
That's
one.
right. Yeah. They don't need payroll. They don't need players. They don't need payroll. They don't need a new stadium. They don't need a stadium at all. They don't need all we need is TV revenue.
Highest payroll
yeah.
is the Mets, and the Yankees are second.
Okay. Well, here.
Wow.
Tell it to the world.
Yeah.
The Mets are underperforming.
Well,
Abe,
yeah.
Tell us about the Mets. You're a Mets fan.
I mean, they're in second place. I mean, this is pretty good. I mean, I will tell you something about the New York Mets. I always watch Frank, and Frank makes it sound like the New York Mets are literally in last place every single day. So oftentimes I get shocked when I look at the standings and I realize, the New York Mets are over 500. They're in second place, tied with the Miami Marlins. I'm like, they're not that bad, Frank.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're not that bad.
But they should be better. Verlander had a bad game last night, I think.
I mean, he technically, with the amount of money and the payroll that they have, they should be, in first place. But, it's the Mets. That's kind of how the Mets roll. I don't know how much money Steve Cohen can throw at the team, but at the end of the day, it's the New York Mets. So
he disappeared.
My opinion is that it has been. I mean, I love my Scherzer and Verlander, but these guys are like my age. I mean, come on.
You're right. It's a little bit of an older crowd, I think.
I mean, I ain't trying to model for freaking bikini things anymore. Come on.
I know, right? I mean, it is kind of, but they threw a lot of money. He threw too much money at those guys. I mean, I honestly think he just needs to. He should have saved his money and then make a quality bid for Shohei Ohtani next season.
Yeah.
And we're talking at least 500 mil.
ChabDog,
Shohei Ohtani, I think, will probably be the first baseball player to ever get $500 million contract.
Abe, get
and
this.
he's so young. I mean, I think NFL too and NBA. These teams are throwing all this money at these has-been guys with big names. I think they need to think twice and more look at the younger guys that are cheaper that don't really have a name yet. That's what I'm starting to think. And you're dealing with less ego too.
Mm-hmm. So you're very wise, Dorothy.
She's got a point. I mean,
because ChabDog, who's the number one payroll team in 2023 right now?
The Mets.
And how much is it?
They're ahead by a wide margin.
But how much is their total payroll number?
$353 million.
Okay, and who's number 28 out of 32?
The Tampa Bay Rays.
And how much are they paying?
I don't know. You have 200 something.
And they are good. The Rays are good.
Tampa, there's $73 million. What?
$73 million.
That doesn't even look right.
Yes, no, but that is correct. $73 million. And how much was the Mets? Can we go back up there again?
353 million or something.
355 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So back to what Dorothy's saying.
Well, they threw a lot of money at Verlander, right?
And
the Mets are desperate.
They didn't throw 350 minus 70, so they didn't throw $280 million at Verlander.
Well, they threw a lot at him.
Not that much.
They have some high-priced pitchers, I think, and they're desperate.
Back to what Abe was saying. Abe, they don't have. How can they, with a payroll like that, where are they going to fit Ohtani with 353?
That's where I'm having some heartburn. It's
not happening.
I honestly can't see Shohei Ohtani playing for a New York team.
No.
I just
the
think
Yankees are right behind the Mets at 276.
Insane,
Neither of them have.
There's
no gas in the tank to fit a Shohei contract there.
You can't. That's a lot of money, dude. That is a lot of money.
You know where he can go? Tampa.
He could go to Tampa. They got a lot of room down there in Tampa for sure.
Yeah, he's going to Tampa. Shohei.
Mark
my word. You need a lot of players to build
ChabDog
something.
crystal ball moment. It said it here. Shohei Ohtani to the Tampa Bay Rays.
Tampa Bay Rays.
Okay. Baseball. Well, maybe that'll put them over the top, but
well, because they're already good.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't build a team with one or two people. You have baseball is a bigger effort than
the
that.
Angels tried.
The Angels, that's why they suck, because the Angels they got into the habit of throwing big money at people and thinking that one or two players were going to be enough, and it's not. You have to build a good pitching staff, and there's a lot of components, and the Angels are not even close.
What about the El Tigre? I mean, we're getting rid of Miguel Cabrera next year. We got some room.
Well, yeah, 122. You guys are in the lower half of the payroll list. So you got an owner with a lot of money, so you can do it.
Abe, can you imitate a tiger growl for us? Abe, tiger growl.
What?
Seattle. I think when I look at the middle of the payroll, bracket, and I see Detroit, I also see Seattle. And Seattle, what they have is they have Suzuki there, who Shohei Ohtani worships, and then they have really a good fan base for a Japanese player.
I agree.
And I think part of the team is actually owned by Nintendo. So, the team used to be owned completely by Nintendo. Now I think part of the team is still owned by Nintendo.
Yes.
And I just seems like that would be the most perfect fit for Shohei Ohtani, is to go play for the Seattle Mariners. And they can have Suzuki, Ichiro, right, go and convince him to come play for the Seattle Mariners.
They have a $137 million payroll. And so I think, for this market in Seattle, they're gassed out. The next most logical candidate is after Pittsburgh, after Tampa Bay, is Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's payroll is also $73 million.
Pittsburgh doesn't like to pay people that much, so
but
I can't
Shohei,
imagine.
Shohei's like
they wouldn't pay him that. No way.
What, to get a Babe Ruth talent? Like literally, Babe Ruth, a guy who's
way.
better than Babe fucking Ruth.
He's not.
The Boston Red Sox want to get him.
What are you talking about?
The Boston Red Sox.
What you talking about, Willis?
Sorry.
How about Boston Red Sox wanting Babe Ruth?
I don't know.
Well, Boston's got a $181 million payroll. They might
Too much.
They're pushing the limits for that.
Too much. I mean, they have less of a payroll than the Angels. I mean, that's kind of surprising to see how much payroll the Angels have. That's pretty fat right there.
Goodness.
$212 million.
We got Mike Trout. How much money are they paying him?
Well, Toronto 209, Atlanta 203, Texas. Only steers and queers come from
Houston,
Texas.
A little bit.
Only 10. They have a great pitching staff.
Cubs, Boston,
Wow.
White Sox.
What is San Diego's got a big
St.
payroll
Louis.
too? Holy shit!
How the hell are they supporting that?
Tatis.
Well,
That's crazy talk.
Well, it'll be interesting when Miguel leaves next year because that will loosen up a lot of money for Detroit. This is his last year.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Miggy's about to call it quits, I think. Did he get?
Oh,
he
no,
got
he
his,
is.
He got his 3,000 hits, right? And how many? He's got a lot of home runs. He's probably got over 500 home runs, right?
Yeah, no, we've known this for a couple of years. His contract ends. He's done.
He's accomplished everything he pretty much can accomplish.
Yeah, and when he goes to the games, every team's doing their little, last hurrah, here's your gift.
This is the farewell tour, that's for sure.
Yeah, like Milwaukee gave him a cheese head. I'm like, really?
Well,
We're Lions fans.
You get to see him play before it's all over, Dorothy. This is your last chance. Hope you get to see him play before it's all over.
Yeah, he won't get one. I mean, Tigers, I love them, but they're probably not this year. He won't get a ring. Mm-mm.
Okay. So let's. Do you want to go to?
Let's go to this shot right here.
Do you want to?
Raphael Septien, who?
What do you want to finish with?
I want to finish with this admission of the truth that Raphael Septien was a vicious sexual predator, and as a member of the Cowboys.
If he was that vicious, why didn't they arrest him and put him in jail here? How did this happen?
Well, you refuse to read this. This explains this whole story here from 1987. Explains the downfall and how he did a plea bargain and how the parents said, if their desire is what they wanted, they thought this addressed the problem better than sending him to prison. So the parents thought it was better to make him do a public admission of guilt. He admitted because he has been dishonest all along. The parents said because his Septien here had sexual contact with their daughter. And I won't go into the details here, but in some of the psychiatric counseling here. So obviously his time as a Cowboy really wore on him.
How did it get resolved? Did he live up to his deal?
Well, this says Cowboys coach Tom Landry hopes the matter's closed. Yeah.
This is amazing because
the league's going to review the matter.
This happened in 1970s.
1987.
If this happened today, this wouldn't be the result of.
Septien, 33, a native of Mexico City. No issues there. It's just that he's a Cowboy. And he's a convicted child molester, self-admitted, who should have been serving first-degree felony, punishable by up to 99 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. So he should still be in prison for the crime he committed.
These are serious offenses, obviously.
There we go. So there's that. And then there's.
Do you want to finish on a more uplifting, positive note,
yes,
or do you
absolutely.
like finishing with that kind of thing?
No, let's finish on much more uplifting.
I would like to finish on something upbeat.
Yeah. We got that over. Okay, well, here, let's get any last words from Dorothy or Abe while I get the clip lined up here. Let's go to the graduate himself. Gee, so we don't have a graduate. We should have had a graduate. We have like Dustin Hoffman or something.
The graduate clip.
Yeah.
We got that test taking clip. Spies Like Us. This was Abe in his final exam.
Well, that's true.
We have a clip, Abe, from Spies Like Us. Do you want to see that? Taking a test.
Oh, I love that movie. That's one of my favorite movies.
Why don't you play that for him? He likes that movie. I thought he liked that movie.
Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd, man. That's so
when
funny.
they're really young.
This was Abe in his final exam for the master's degree.
Is it the tent scene? The one where I get in with the dude?
Yeah.
At the end?
The test scene.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. My fault.
Let's see if you can see it.
I'm sorry I'm late. I had to attend the reading of a will. I had to stay to the very end when I found out I received nothing.
We got nothing. Oh well.
Broke my arm.
Call us if you get in that situation, please. Chhabner Law.
Beneficiary.
Oh, would you hold my wallet while I take the test, please? There's $1,000 in there. Or maybe there isn't. You know what I mean?
Know what I mean?
Are you saying I can take this money if I help you pass the test?
What do you think?
No.
Thank you. So where do I,
Sit down!
Frank Oz.
From Blues Brothers.
Mm-hmm. That's all I need.
I did a very similar thing like this when I was at Cal State Northridge. I had to graduate from school. You have to take a proctored written exam. So I feel this. I feel this on another level.
Did you come in there with an eye patch?
No, I didn't come in with an eye patch, but I should have.
You may begin.
Arm in a sling.
And it was so weird to be on that table, too.
The whole room turns.
He blames that guy.
Excuse me.
Oh.
And he looks at him like...
Hey. Dude.
These guys are just fucking clowns.
What's the guy up there at the desk doing anyway? Oh, what the? Uh-oh. Spotted. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's like the Twilight Zone thing with the guys right here.
Uh-oh. Come the cameras. No. Passing information.
I had a friend who walked into his law school finals like that.
Jesus. Did somebody really do that? Come into your finals like this?
Oh, you know Darren Ackroyd's left-handed. Oh, he knows it.
Wow.
God, the pressure! I can't take it!
Oh.
I can't take it!
I can't
do it!
Yeah. Secretary of State.
I can't. What page? Oh, God, yeah. Heart attack! Heart attack! Can I borrow your pen?
All right, everybody, please stand back. I am a trained cardiovascular respiratory emergency assist technician. I want all of you to stand back. This man needs air. In fact, all of you should leave the room.
Just the fact, if you don't mind, ma'am.
Craziness. Absolute craziness.
You still graduated after all that, Abe.
Yep. You still made it through.
What a master.
You know, a guy's got to do what he's got to do to make sure you get past that written exam, you know.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Hey, we got as we go out the door here, we got a hello from Bucket List Coach.
Oh, okay.
From Cindy, the Bucket List.
Oh, well, hello, Cindy.
So shout out to Cindy.
Someday we're gonna have you back on the show. I know that.
Shout out to Cindy down in Huntington Beach.
And we got to do what we got to do and say goodbye. So
yep.
It's been a lot
she
of fun.
said we're looking good. She texted me.
What'd she say?
We're looking good.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay.
Well, that's good. That's good. I mean,
well, goodbye, Dorothy.
Thank
Goodbye,
you, Cindy.
Abe. Goodbye,
Thank
stranger. We'll go to you.
Thank you, guys.
Looking good in your
Thanks
tennis
for
whites,
the lucky
Dorothy.
hat.
Yep.
I hope the score is 40 love with you today.
Okay.
It's
That's
love.
the
and good luck to Boston tomorrow. I'm praying for them.
I know. I'm not worried. We don't lose game sevens in the Boston Garden, particularly to teams
I'm excited.
like Miami.
And thank you again, Abe and Daisy. You guys are like one of the most awesome couples on planet Earth.
Wonderful party.
Oh man, that's awesome. You know a lot of them. You know a lot of couples, so that's.
Well, JP and I both just love you both to pieces. You guys are like good people, great people, excellent. So,
Thank
yeah.
you. That means a lot. That means a lot.
Yeah, we played the music, so
what
I can't find any music to play. So let's
what do you want to go out with?
We'll go with the Vehicle Ambush here.
Okay.
So we'll go with an educational film. This is the Vehicle Ambush, brought to you by the Law Enforcement Assistance Administration.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
I think it's probably copyright free.
We'll play the whole 16 minutes of it, but you can play some of it. Okay. Do
See
whatever.
for yourself. See if this is interesting. Abe, we can learn a thing or two here about stunt car driving. Dorothy too. No, that's a Cadillac.
Cadillac.
Badge.
Look at the badge. Yes.
Something about it.
That's a Corvair. That's supposed to
It's a big boy car.
Gee, that guy in the back seat kind of looks like the director we were talking about yesterday. Sam Peckinpah. Look at him. That's what he looks like.
Have you actually played Hanover? Oh.
Pick up any newspaper, and you can readily see if the terrorist threat is all too real. There are too many successful abductions, many of which have involved multi-million-dollar ransoms. And there are too many successful assassinations. Does the terrorist record mean all the odds are with the attacker? It's true, they have the advantages. Surveillance of the target, choice of ambush site, surprise, and firepower. It shouldn't have happened, but it has. But the target also has strengths. With training and proper mental conditioning, you can survive a terrorist ambush. You saw a small sedan stop a vehicle weighing 3 times as much. It shouldn't have happened, but it did, and has several times in the past few years in terrorist ambushes. But it won't happen to you if you're trained in offensive driving techniques. Of course, the techniques we'll demonstrate are only to be used as a last measure against kidnap and assassination attempts. But if you learn these techniques, they could save your life. One of the reasons smaller vehicles stop larger ones is chauffeur psychology. In a vehicle ambush, you must forget about the expensive car, broken headlights, dents, and smashed-in grille. To save your life or the life of another, you may have to damage your vehicle. The average American-made sedan weighs from 2 to 3 tons
In an ambush situation, this mass of steel must be considered a weapon. It's not fragile if used correctly. Drivers in stunt cars and demolition derbies have known this for years. Your car can take considerable damage and keep right on running if it is in good mechanical condition to start with, and if you know what you are doing. The right angle, proper speed, and point of impact in a vehicle collision will enable your car to run long enough for you to escape an attempted ambush. Tremendous effort goes into the planning of an ambush by terrorists. Part of knowing what to do is in knowing the threat. Have a plan of your own to counterattack, to take the terrorist by surprise. Let's examine a common form of ambush, the stationary vehicle roadblock. There's no doubt the roadblock means you've been targeted. Yes, it can happen to you. The prime offensive tactic is ramming. This is the correct sequence. Slow immediately and shift into low gear. Brake suddenly. By slowing, the ambushers will think you are surrendering. This will give you precious seconds to evaluate the actual situation and to assess your next move. Pick a point to ram on the blocking vehicle. If possible, aim at the right rear wheel area, either at the wheel or slightly to the rear of the wheel. Accelerate while aiming your right front fender at the target impact point. Build speed and accelerate straight through the blocking vehicle. Don't ease off the accelerator. Above all, don't panic and hit the brakes. And don't swerve. Drive straight through like a karate kick. Aim through and beyond the impact point. Though we are only traveling at slow speeds, the weight of the blocking car's engine will usually act as a fulcrum and spin it out of the way of the target vehicle. If the attackers are standing near the blocking car, there's a good chance they'll be injured, stunned, or so confused that they could not shoot or mount an immediate pursuit. It is not a natural act to deliberately strike another vehicle. An abnormal act, perhaps, but it must be done in an ambush situation. The momentum of your vehicle transmits the impact force to the ambushers. If your seatbelt is fastened, there's little chance for injury or even shock. The preferred ramming impact points are right rear wheel area, left rear wheel area, and, if the above are impossible, the front wheel areas. Another ambush tactic is to suddenly pull out from a side street, driveway, or an alley to block the target car. Be alert for such a maneuver and be prepared to react. Mentally drive a couple of blocks ahead all the time. Terrorists have utilized two vehicles in a rolling box maneuver to block and stop their abduction target. The untrained driver has no recourse but to stop. Counter by ramming the right front fender of suspect number 2 and the left rear fender of suspect number 1. In two-car stationary roadblocks, you must make a decision as to where to try to break through. If the high side of the road has an area to maneuver on, hit the left rear and shove suspect number 1 out of the way and into number 2. If there is no maneuvering room, ram straight down the middle. Another threat is the rolling ambush. A common terrorist technique is to pass the target vehicle on a curve. If the right front window lines up with the left rear window of the target, the gunmen will begin to pour fire into the car, raking the interior as they sweep by. Always watch for vehicles following you. Use your mirrors. Use them often. Be most suspicious of 3 people in a sedan with one in the back seat. Be cautious when a vehicle attempts to pass you, especially on a curve. If it appears there's a real threat, jam on the brakes. Immediately duck down on the seat to present as low a profile as possible. The sudden stop will cause the attackers to overshoot your car. Plus, it will drastically cut their angle and their firing time. Depending on the terrain, traffic conditions, and the attacker's position, there are several options open to you. When on a curve, Go into reverse to gain the cover of the curve and break visual contact. Ram the rear of the attacking vehicle. Careful to hit at a correct angle so as not to lock up. Striking hard could neutralize the ambushers, especially if they aren't using seat belts. An escape option is the jumping of curbs or dividers, especially in an urban attack. This tactic takes knowledge and practice. A curb or divider must be struck at an angle between 30 and 45 degrees. This is a narrow angle, but it can be done. Striking the curb at less than 30 degrees can cause the driver to lose control of the steering wheel. At more than 45 degrees, there's a possibility of blowing the tires. Done correctly, there's no great problem even with high curves. But be aware of the terrain, holes, soft dirt, and other obstructions. Do not drive around the roadblock, since you're exposed to the total firepower of the attackers at the worst possible angles, as illustrated in this simulated ambush exercise. Don't sideswipe the attacking car in an effort to shove it off the road. The two cars could lock together. This would give the terrorists a good shot at you. Drive straight through the impact point. Surprise, shock, confuse the terrorists so they cannot react. Attack and get out of there as quickly as possible. Keep on that accelerator. Don't kill the engine. Even with considerable front-end damage, your vehicle will run, but keep the engine running. Normally, do not ram a blocking vehicle broadside. From this angle, the vehicles are locked together, and you face the grave danger of being immobilized permanently. Naturally, the ramming tactic is impractical if a bus, a cement truck, or a steamroller is the blocking instrument. Along with the offensive tactics, there are some simple but vital rules that should be followed. Keep your seatbelt fastened until you're ready to leave your vehicle. This is most important in ramming situations and for your own general safety in normal driving. Keep all doors locked at all times. All windows should be kept rolled up. Use the air conditioning or open the windows no more than an inch for air circulation. With the windows up, an attacker cannot reach into the vehicle. Plus, it helps to prevent objects such as rocks, grenades, and Molotov cocktails being thrown directly into the car. However, there is no guarantee that the window will stop all thrown objects. Stop will cause the attackers to overshoot your car. Plus, it will drag. In two-car stationary roadblocks, but it must be done in an ambush situation. The momentum of your vehicle transmits the impact force to the ambushers. If your seatbelt is fastened, there's little ram on the blocking vehicle. If possible, aim at the right rear wheel area, either at the wheel or slightly to the rear of the wheel. Accelerate while aiming your right front fender at the target impact point. Build speed and accelerate straight through the blocking vehicle. Don't ease off the accelerator. Above all, don't panic and hit the brakes. And don't swerve. Drive straight through like a karate kick. Aim through and beyond the impact point. Though we are only traveling at slow speeds, the weight of the blocking car's engine will usually act as a fulcrum and spin it out of the way of the target vehicle. If the attackers are standing near the blocking car, there's a good chance they'll be injured, stunned, or so confused that they could not shoot or mount an immediate pursuit. It is not a natural act to deliberately strike another vehicle. An abnormal act, perhaps, but it must be done in an ambush situation. The momentum of your vehicle transmits the impact force to the ambushers. If your seatbelt is fastened, there's little chance for injury or even shock. The preferred ramming impact points are right rear wheel area, left rear wheel area, and, if the above are impossible, the front wheel areas. Another ambush tactic is to suddenly pull out from a side street, driveway, or an alley to block the target car. Be alert for such a maneuver and be prepared to react. Mentally drive a couple of blocks ahead all the time. Terrorists have utilized two vehicles in a rolling box maneuver to block and stop their abduction target. The untrained driver has no recourse but to stop. Counter by ramming the right front fender of suspect number 2 and the left rear fender of suspect number 1. In two-car stationary roadblocks, you must make a decision as to where to try to break through. If the high side of the road has an area to maneuver on, hit the left rear and shove suspect number 1 out of the way and into number 2. If there is no maneuvering room, ram straight down the middle. Another threat is the rolling ambush. A common terrorist technique is to pass the target vehicle on a curve. As the right front window lines up with the left rear window of the target, the gunmen will begin to pour fire into the car, raking the interior as they sweep by. Always watch for vehicles following you. Use your mirrors. Use them often. Be most suspicious of 3 people in a sedan with one in the back seat. Be cautious when a vehicle attempts to pass you, especially on a curve. If it appears there's a real threat, jam on the brakes. Immediately duck down on the seat to present as low a profile as possible. The sudden stop will cause the attackers to overshoot your car. Plus, it will drastically cut their angle and their firing time. Depending on the terrain, traffic conditions, and the attacker's position, there are several options open to you. When on a curve, go into reverse to gain the cover of the curve and break visual contact. Ram the rear of the attacking vehicle. Careful to hit at a correct angle so as not to lock up. Striking hard could neutralize the ambushers, especially if they aren't using seat belts. An escape option is the jumping of curbs or dividers, especially in an urban attack. This tactic takes knowledge and practice. A curb or divider must be struck at an angle between 30 and 45 degrees. This is a narrow angle, but it can be done. Striking the curb at less than 30 degrees can cause the driver to lose control of the steering wheel. At more than 45 degrees, there's a possibility of blowing the tires. Done correctly, there's no great problem, even with high curves. But be aware of the terrain, holes, soft dirt, and other obstructions. Do not drive around the roadblock, since you're exposed to the total firepower of the attacker at the worst possible angles, as illustrated in this simulated ambush exercise. Don't sideswipe the attacking car in an effort to shove it off the road. The two cars could lock together. This would give the terrorists a good shot at you. Drive straight through the impact point. Surprise, shock, confuse the terrorists so they cannot react. Attack and get out of there as quickly as possible. Keep on that accelerator. Don't kill the engine. Even with considerable front-end damage, your vehicle will run, but keep the engine running. Normally, do not ram a blocking vehicle broadside. From this angle, the vehicles are locked together, and you face the grave danger of being immobilized permanently. Naturally, the ramming tactic is impractical if a bus, a cement truck, or a steamroller is the blocking instrument. Along with the offensive tactics, there are some simple but vital rules that should be followed. Keep your seat belt fastened until you're ready to leave your vehicle. This is most important in ramming situations and for your own general safety in normal driving. Keep all doors locked at all times. All windows should be kept rolled up. Use the air conditioning or open the windows no more than an inch for air circulation. With the windows up, an attacker cannot reach into the vehicle. Plus, it helps to prevent objects such as rocks, grenades, and Molotov cocktails being thrown directly into the car. However, there is no guarantee that the window will stop all thrown objects. Keep a full tank. If pursued by attackers, running out of gas could be fatal. Be equipped with functional flat mirrors and use them. Be aware of movements to your rear. Make this a reflexive action. Drive a good 2 or 3 blocks ahead. Be cognizant of possible threats. Parked vehicles, staged accidents, road construction. Be alert to any vehicles attempting to pass you, including motorcycles. Especially be wary of a cycle with a rear rider. Keep the car radio turned down in the front seat. It may be distracting to the driver. A siren system can be very effective in urban areas, especially against untrained or unsophisticated attackers. The horn can be an option, but naturally it's not as effective shock-wise as an electronic siren. Do not resort to high speed in a chase situation. There's too much chance of losing control of your vehicle. Use speed only on clear straightaways to gain more time to make turns and other evasive maneuvers. In a pursuit situation, any passengers, if unarmed, should duck down as low as possible to reduce target area and make maximum use of cover. Normally, a mile from an urban ambush site offers a degree of safety. Break off visual contact as soon as possible so that you are not a target for long-range fire. In a night confrontation, use your high beams for better viewing and to blind your attackers. As in a daylight attack, pick your best point of impact, ram straight through. Once through, break visual contact as soon as possible. The best defense is merely to avoid the ambush situation in the first place. Several ways of doing this are: take different routes to your destination and avoid the habit of establishing a predictable behavior pattern. Vary your schedule. Sometimes your best way home will be the long way. Being a few minutes early or late is better than not arriving at all. In summary, know your vehicle. Remember, your car is a weapon, a very deadly weapon. In an ambush, your chance for survival may be decided in the few seconds you have to make a decision and to initiate a course of action. Therefore, whenever you're driving, keep in your mind various ambush situations and your reactions. Know what you'll do and do it. Don't be kidnapped or be killed because of panic, or worse, indecision. Get as much hands-on driving training as possible and prepare yourself psychologically to react. Now let's review the basic steps of breaking a roadblock ambush by ramming. When confronted by an ambush roadblock, brake slowly and shift into low. Then brake suddenly. This sudden stop confuses the attackers. Quickly assess the situation and decide on your reaction. If you're going to ram, determine the best impact point. Accelerate. Build momentum as you strike straight through the ambush vehicle. Do not brake. Do not ease up on the accelerator. Do not swerve. Ram straight through. The attackers, not you, will be shot and injured. Once through the roadblock, break visual contact with the attackers as soon as possible. The offensive driving tactics you've observed are not 100% fail-safe. There is no written guarantee of success. Bad timing, a bad ramming angle, vehicle mechanical failure. These could all result in an entanglement or a stall. Remember, unpleasant as it may seem, one option may have to be surrender. Still, with proper mental conditioning, correct tactical procedures, and bold, decisive action, the odds for survival are excellent. It's up to you. You must believe it can happen and prepare yourself mentally to react. To counterattack for your survival.